Alrighty, we are going live with Modern Lantern Control, which, interesting enough, planned since Thursday, and then it won the Pro Tour today. So that's kind of exciting. Hopefully the deck works out pretty well. Hopefully, in the spirit of football, we're hoping to get some punts, but we're not hoping to get too many punts, obviously, because that would just be unfortunate. So we're entering a league. It's competitive. Overnight, since this, well, maybe not overnight, but since this morning, Mox Opals have increased by 10 ticks in price on MTGO. So we almost didn't get the stream going because they were almost too expensive for the borrow account. So hopefully this is worth it. Hopefully it's not just a bunch of mirrors. That would also be terrible. Um, so Lantern Control, the deck that tries to control the game by controlling top decks. It has several answers to cards. It has a lot of discard to kind of take your opponent off edge early, kind of get them off balance. And then it has Lantern of Insight, which is a 1-mana artifact. Its players play with the top card of the library revealed. You can tap, sacrifice it for target player to shuffle his or her library. And it combines that with 4 Codex Shredder. It's 1 artifact, which mills a card for target player. And that's 5 tap, sacrifice it to return target card from your graveyard to your hand. It's also got 2 Pyxis of Pandemonium, so it's tap, each player exiles the top card of his or her library face down. Then 7 tap, sacrifice it, each player turns face up all cards he or she owns exiled with it. Then you put all permanent cards among them onto the battlefield. So it's just multiple ways where you can look at what your opponent's top cards are. If it's a card that's going to beat you or a card that's going to shut down something of the lock you have, you just mill it or exile it. And then use cards like Ensnaring Bridge to keep creatures from being able to attack you. Every card in your deck is fairly cheap to cast, so you're able to keep your hand size down every turn. And then it's got the basic win conditions of this deck is milling your opponent out or using, well, I guess it's still milling your opponent out or your opponent conceding. It's got Academy Runes to make sure you don't mill yourself out. So Academy Runes land. It's taps for colorless and it's 1 in a blue. Tap, put target artifact from your graveyard on top of your library. So this gives you the ability to make sure you don't mill out while your opponent mills out. I'm having trouble reading, so I'm going to put my glasses on. I'm getting old. Alright, there we are. Alright, so a new addition to this deck that I'm not familiar with is Formisher's Bauble. Not really sure exactly what this card is. Maybe it's just like an early, just trying to figure out what your opponent has. So if you don't have a Lantern of Insight, you can kind of look at your opponent's top card. If it's a card you don't want them to have, you can play Codex Shredder turn 1. You can just play a Codex Shredder and immediately remove a card from your opponent's deck that you don't want them to draw. I'm assuming that's what Mishra's Bubble's here for, but I'm really not 100% on that, so it's going to be an assumption I make. I haven't watched any deck techs about this, the way the guy built this deck. I also am not that familiar with the deck in the first place, so it should be an interesting night. The one thing I did like about this version of the deck that, what the hell's his name? I forget who it was that, I also don't remember this, there we go. I forget who it was that won with this deck, but I'm very curious. Alright, I don't know. Whoever ran this deck, they put 4 War of Invention in this. I don't know if this is like a recent thing or... I don't know if it's a recent thing for War of Invention to be like a regular staple in Lantern Control. It makes sense. I mean, you have a lot of artifacts you can easily tap to improvise, so you can get whatever silver bullets you need out of your deck. But War of Invention, I think, is pretty brilliant, which is one of the reasons why I decided to go ahead and actually run this version. I'm actually quite interested to see how this card works in the deck. So, mana base, pretty blue heavy, because naturally, when most of your one spell you're trying to resolve is triple blue. The rest of your spells are either single black, single green, and then black-green for Abrupt Decay. Having like 8 gold lands in the Spire of Industries and Glimmer Voids. You have 3 Darkslick Shores, 3 Botanical Phantoms to fix your blue, as well as your green and black. A River of Tears can help fix your blue or your black. Single Island to make sure you have a target for Ghost Quarter, in case your opponent tries to Ghost Quarter you and cut you short of lands. You don't want it to Ghost Quarter just be a strip mine. 4 Mox Opals, again, basically a gold mana producer. Does require middlecraft, so having access to stuff like Mishra's Bubble to just play for 0. All your 1-mana artifacts is very easy to turn on a Mox Opal. Obviously, Mox Opal counts itself as an artifact, so middlecraft is fairly. You only need 2 more artifacts to get it active, so that's good. Um, Luis Salvato. Okay, so this is Luis Salvato. I'm not sure if he's the one that added the War of Inventions or if that's a previous thing. But like I said, War of Invention I think is basically the only reason I would run this deck. Although I am doing this February miserable deck month. War of Invention made me a little more excited to run Lantern Control, whereas I think this deck is basically cancer, honestly. I don't particularly usually have problems playing against it. I play Gift Storm and I play Assault Loam. The decks love to play out of their graveyard, so this deck doesn't really. I don't really care about this deck usually. I actually have an undefeated record against it, luckily for me. This new version with War of Invention, though, could be a bigger issue for the decks I play, so we'll see what happens, I guess. There's a Singleton Adventures Fair on the lands. It's basically a way to pad your life to level up against burn. It also allows you to tutor for 8 artifact from your library. Lanter's been using works for a bit. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured, but I love the inclusion of War of Invention. It's very good, I think. Basically gives you, an additional 4 of your mill cards, additional 4, Mox Opals, whatever you might need. It also allows you to run all the Silver Bullets, which is great. The Adventure Fair, again, that can allow you to run Silver Bullets. You can get tutor for any artifact as long as you control 3. It just costs 4 to activate that. A lot of your deck is, you got 22 mana sources, and the rest of your deck is 1-drops, basically. So we got 7 discard spells to answer anything our opponents have to break the lock. We got 4 Ancient Stirrings to help dig for lands or any of the artifacts that create the lock. The lock is, as we've already gone over, the 4 Linterpin Sights with 4 Kodo Shredders, 2 Pixis. There's 2 Pithing Needles in the deck that can be great to shut down opposing Gross Quarters, shut down opposing Planeswalkers, which are pretty much, opposing Planeswalkers are basically the one way that we could lose through Ensnaring Bridge. 1 Pyrite Spellbomb can help with board control. Pyrite Spellbomb along with Academy Runes mean you can get 2 damage in a turn. This is an actual win condition for the deck, and it does take a lot to get there, but can be an actual win condition if you don't want to just go to time with your opponent slowly milling out. There's a Singleton Grafter's Cage as one of the Silver Bullets as well. It's great against Dredge. Fine against Collected Company as well. And then it's also fine against like Snapcaster Mage decks if you want to shut down like your opponent going like Bolt, Snap Bolt, things of that nature. Something that can get over an Ensnaring Bridge basically. Singleton Abrupt Decay. I'm not sure if like the Singleton needs to be the main board, but it's always great to have a main board answer to something that could be ruining your day. Like if I have to resolve an Ensnaring Bridge, being able to 3 mana Abrupt Decay next turn, resolve an Ensnaring Bridge through like a Thalia. That's obviously great. And then Singleton Witchbane Orb, obviously for the burn matchup. Main board, if you can get a Witchbane Orb out early, you can basically win against burn once you get Ensnaring Bridge and your hand's empty. They can't really do anything about that. They don't have a card like Price of Progress where if I just keep jamming non-basic lands into play, Price of Progress can still get around stuff like Leyline of Sanctity, Witchbane Orb, etc. because it doesn't target. So having access to like Witchbane Orb is great against burn, especially. We already talked about War of Invention quite a bit, but it's a X3 blue. Improvise, so improvise is you can tap an artifact to pay for 1 colorless mana towards a spell. You can't do it to reduce the colored cost, but search your library for an artifact card with conveyor mana cost X or less, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle your library. So this is a great card to basically shut down your opponent. If you need to get more lock pieces down, if you need to go dig out like an Ensnaring Bridge, you haven't drawn one yet. Witchbane Orb, as we suggested earlier, you have a lot of 1-mana artifacts, so you can easily just pump out artifacts with your mana and your artifacts. You can easily get a War of Invention for 4, get a Witchbane Orb and play early. Yeah, Storm's also obviously a great reason to have Witchbane Orb. Sideboard, he had 2 Welding Jar. Obviously, Welding Jar is great against opposing like Ancient Grudges. It's fine against, it's not good against Shatterstorm if anyone's running that still, but no one's really running Shatterstorm. So it's fine against Ancient Grudges, it's fine against Abrupt Decays, whatnot. All the things that don't allow you to, that don't have the can't be regenerated clause. A 3rd Pithing Needle. Not sure why there's 3 in here. I guess like just having extra, even more Pithing Needles against Planeswalkers, Ghost Quarter, stuff like that. I guess it's kind of necessary to want the extra. You don't always want to have to just word for it since you want to word for your lock pieces generally. An extra Grafdigger's Cage, again, increases your chance of drawing it starting with open hand. You don't have to wait on a Aware of Invention for that. Dredge can be very fast, so naturally sometimes you're going to want to just have the opening hand Grafdigger's Cage. Singleton Nature's Claim, a Singleton Ancient Grudge, and a Singleton Maelstrom Pulse, and a Singleton Abrupt Decay. Those are your 4 answers to like opposing like Stony Silence, things of that nature. Opposing Pithing Needles, opposing Revokers, all that. Let's see. Search for Azcanta. So this is going to be great for like if you're in a grindier matchup where you need the digging. You need to be able to dig. You need to be able to like look at the top 4 cards of your library, reveal a non-creature, non-land. You know, once you flip this, it gives you the ability to like dig for more lock pieces, dig for some of your more business spells. You can dig for answers. So like if you can flip a Search for Azcanta against like a Stony Silence, you can dig towards like your Abrupt Decays, your Nature's Claims, your Maelstrom Pulse is a lot easier as a result. So I think Search for Azcanta is a great inclusion to the sideboard. Collector Brutality is another card for like combo. It can also be great against creature decks and burn. You can kill like Athalia. You can kill like Phyrexian Invoker if that's a thing. You can kill Eidolon the Great Rebel, whatever it may be. And then you can also drain for 2. You can take an instant sorcery. So that's going to be for like your combo matchups, creature matchups, stuff like that. We were talking about Maelstrom Pulse again. Maelstrom Pulse goes with like Abrupt Decay, Ancient Grudge, Nation Claim, that's answering stuff like Pithing Needle, Stony Silence, Leyline of Sanctity, things of that nature. And because they're all one-ofs, you can kind of have like a, you know, jack of all trades type of deal. If you know your opponent's on Leyline of Sanctity, you're probably not going to board in the Ancient Grudge, but you board in like Maelstrom Pulse and Nature's Claim. If you know your opponent's on like Stony Silence, you'll board in like Abrupt Decay, Nature's Claim, Maelstrom Pulse. If you know your opponent's going to be on like a bunch of Pithing Needles or it's the Mirror, you're boarding like your Ancient Grudge, your Abrupt Decay, your Nature's Claim, and your Maelstrom Pulse. And there's 2 Leyline of Sanctity, again, good against Burn, good against Storm. It's also great against, it's also good in the Mirror, obviously. 2 Tezzeret, Ancient of Bolas. Again, I'm assuming this is like not only alternate win condition, but it's likely also like gives you some extra dig. You can win without an Ensnaring Bridge if you use the -1. You can win with an Ensnaring Bridge if you use -4. It's easy to pile up artifacts in a deck that's artifact heavy, so the -4 is generally going to be pretty good to close it out within a turn or 2 of using the +1 ability. So that's the deck. Again, I'm not too familiar with this deck. I know like some of the theory and stuff. I played a couple of the metas I played in. We had a few players that were pretty much sold on this deck. They always played it. It was their #1 deck of choice. So we're going to try this out, see how it goes. We're going to try and queue up this match right now. There's almost 900 players in this league, so I'm hoping that it's fairly quick to get matches going. So we'll see what happens there. If anyone has any questions throughout the stream, let me know. We're hoping not to punt too much, but you know, in the spirit of the Super Bowl, there's probably gonna be at least a few punts. All right, so we already got a match queued up. I'm just curious how many mirrors we're gonna have. So we have Ancient Stirrings for some dig, which is good. We have a Mishra's Bauble. It's a little awkward having like the Witchbane Orb in our hand already. So I think we can keep this. The Glimmer Void is a little awkward too. We'll probably lead on like a Dark Slick Shores maybe, right? I feel like we have to mulligan this hand. No, I'm gonna try it. We're gonna keep this hand. We are on the draw, so our opponent has Inkmoth, Exodus, Ornithopter, so we're against Affinity right now. As a Signal Pest. Okay. So we're gonna hope to draw something like a Mox Opal, another Glimmer Void. That's a little awkward here. I'm gonna play a Spire of Industry. I'll play a Mishra's Bauble, and then I will use a Spire of Industry for a green to cast this Ancient Stirring. See what we can draw into. So out of all that, Mox Opal obviously is probably the best card in this top 5. Like, we don't need the extra lands at this point, so we're just going to do this. Okay. And then can wait on the. I think we can wait on the Bauble. We want to get our Mox Opal live as soon as possible. Opponent's already got a Cranial Plating out. They don't have the ability currently to activate and equip, so we're just going to be taking 1 here most likely. They would need another creature in a Springleaf Drum, which they don't have mana for currently. They need a Mox Opal otherwise to equip. So we can definitely take this lump. Okay. I'll go ahead and target myself with this Mistress Bubble now. I was thinking about keeping it around just for keep Mox Opal. So Mox Opal's on top, that kind of sucks. On our upkeep, we'll draw that, and then we'll have our draw for turn. River of Tears, not great. We will play it though. We're going to take a lot to this Cranial Plating next turn. It's very unfortunate. We don't need more lands at all. Is there any 3-drops that we want to war for, or 0-drops we want to war for? I don't think so. We also can't make blue with our Mox Opal right now because we don't Metalcraft. Pretty awkward. Yeah, this hand didn't end up working out. Drawing the second Mox Opal we can't use and a Glimmer Void. If we kept the Mistress Bauble around, this Mox Opal would be so much closer to getting ready, but okay. So our opponent has Archon Ravager. They now have an Ornithopter equipped with Cranial Plating. We're going to take 5 here. Unless they do something with Archon Ravager, which I can't picture they will. They don't have a kill yet, so I'm assuming they're just going to keep everything around for a bit. It is awkward that they actually have the ability to instant speed equip a Cranial Plating, so they can actually get around a... at the moment, they can actually get around Ensnaring Bridge. We have a Thoughtseize. I don't think we can actually cast it right now because we're going to need as much life as possible. We do probably want to cast it just because my opponent does have a couple cards in hand. Let's see. So I can War for 1 right now, which I don't think really does anything. So let me think. We'll take 1 from that. So this actually adds black, not blue now, so that's a little awkward. I should have tapped this for blue before doing that. There's a punt. Let me think. Can they actually kill me next turn? I don't think they could actually kill me next turn. I'm gonna wait. I might war at the end of their turn just to get like one of the mill pieces, but this is not looking great right now. Midnight. It's 5, 6, 7 at the moment. If they animate, that's 8. I feel like we're just going to be taking 7. I don't think they're going to animate this just to put in 8 damage, but... Alright, no blockers. Okay. No tricks. It's cool. Oh yeah, we took 8 anyway, so I forgot to add the extra Ravager. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and we're tapping this. So X is 1. I think I just get Lantern here. Could be I get Codex Shard, but I think Lantern here is correct. They're going to Galvanic Blast me in response, so I'm dead. Okay, well if they had it, they had it. That's cool. Alright, so we're against Affinity, so I think we're probably going to want this Nature's Claim, this Replicate, this Ancient Grudge, this Maelstrom Pulse. Pyroclasm seems pretty good. Pithing Needle Shut Off. Pithing Needle Shut Off. Cranial Plating seems good as well. Could also shut off, obviously, Ravager. I don't think Ravager's Cage is really relevant at all. I don't think the Witchbane Arm is going to really come into play, so we're going to drop that as well. I don't know what to cut with this deck. If I have 4 more cards to cut, I have no idea what to cut. I think I'm just getting rid of the Mistress Baubles. Those seem really awkward to me. That could be incorrect. I guess the discard's not great. Like, I probably don't need Thoughtseize because they're probably going to be low to the ground, and Inquisition will be enough to get anything I want. I can trim 1 Bauble, I guess. It makes more sense to trim Mox Opal. I don't know. I don't know. We're Order seems a little slow. It seems necessary as well because I'm going to cut in the Snaring Bridge. Just hopefully get to whir for it, I guess. I don't know. It seems fine. Got the combo, we got Pyroclasm, so we'll keep this. We'll keep the crap out of this. You would drop all discard? Hmm. Alright. I'm going to start off with... We start with a Lantern or Codex Shredder? I think we just start with a Lantern, right? Makes sense. Okay. These boxes are going to be really annoying, so let's minimize that. Minimize that. So our opponent has a. I also put him on the opposite sides of the. That's annoying. Goddamn, going Fujio. Why do you suck? I also put them on the opposite side. So. Okay. Start here, I guess. We obviously don't need to use Bobble because we can see the top cards of the deck. I guess we still probably just want to draw a card, so we're just going to go ahead and look at their Vault Scourge again. So I do just want to draw the extra card at this point. I'm fine with drawing the Darkslick Shores. It's possible, I don't know if it's worth it to like just bobble on their turn and then draw the card on my turn so they don't get information about what's on top of my deck when they play. I'm definitely going to get rid of this Galvanic Blast on their side. Let's keep graveyards up. That could be relevant. I'm going to get rid of chat. Minimize this just a little bit more. Just put this over here. Oh, I can't take that off screen? That sucks. I'd like to take that off the battlefield, but what can you do, right? Okay. Alright, so now we have a Spire of Industry on top. We don't particularly want that. I will play Botanical Sanctum here. I will play Codex Shredder. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get them one. Did you say you played Modern Storm? Yeah, I played Gift Storm in Modern. Okay, I don't want them to have that either, so... I can't do anything about that right now, though. That blows. Just cast this Ancient Strings now. Let's see what I can get on top. Opal seems fine. Another Codex Shredder seems great as well. I think I want the second Codex Shredder over the Mox Opal. We have the ability to cast Pyroclasm, so I'm not too worried about that. So we're gonna grab this Codex Shredder, I think. We have another Ancient Strings on top, which is just great. Okay. Gonna have to probably whir for a Ensnaring Bridge. The Ravager being on top, I kind of wish I just Pyroclasm had this Vault Scourge now. Ravager's a little annoying, but it should be fine. My opponent has Thoughtseize on top. Not a big deal. My opponent at the moment does not have 2 mana for that Ravager, so it might be okay. Okay, now they have 2 mana for Ravager. Look at that. They have Mountain in their deck. Okay, that's new to me, but alright, now they can play the Ravager because they have Opal and Mountain. Okay. So we're gonna probably on our turn we're probably just gonna Pyroclasm, force them to do something with the Ravager so they don't just lose their board. And then hopefully we can whir before we're dead. Let's get an Ensnaring Bridge. Okay. Another Lantern of Insight, that seems fine. So I need to make a red with that. Red. I don't think I'm going to want to cast Ancient Strength. I don't think it really... Ooh, hello. Not that. We're going to cast this. I don't know if I want to cast Ancient Strength here. I might just want to cast Codex Shredder here. So I probably don't want them to have Thoughtseize, and there's another card. If the top card library is something else I don't want them to have, I probably am going to want to get rid of that. Having a second Lantern is great, because then we'll have the ability to just make our opponent shuffle their library. Waiting for our opponent to see if they want to sack things to their Ravager. So like either way, we're probably shutting off their Mox Opal here. So we still have to sack one more artifact. So I'm assuming they're going to sack Mox Opal to the Ravager as well. They might even just sack Ravager to itself to make the Vault Scourge big, because the Lifelinker is possibly okay, possibly better. Yeah, so they're sacking the Ravager to that. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to play the second Shredder. I'm going to get my opponent for one. I don't want them to take my War of Invention because I'm going to need that to... cranial plating. I do not want them to have that either. I think I have to just get them for that too. Okay. We're having to use these Code Tricks pretty quickly with my opponent's top decks. Steel Overseer is perfectly fine. It's a little annoying, but it's not a Thoughtseize or cranial plating, so I'm fine with that. Again, Steel Overseer is not going to particularly matter. Oh, they had another cranial plating anyway. Never mind. So we have 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be a 6, 6. So they're going to plus 12. They're going to go 33, 23. That's fine. Not worried about that. So this turn I'm probably just going to Whir for Ensnaring Bridge. If I had another mana, I could just play this Lantern and then Whir, but I'm unfortunately not going to be able to do that. I don't care if they draw the Signal Pest particularly. So we're going to do this. Tap, tap, tap. My opponent is tapped out, right? Okay, yeah, my opponent is tapped out, so... My opponent's tapped out, so they can't just, like, randomly Spell Pierce, which is good. We're definitely going to get Ensnaring Bridge here. Hopefully our opponent can't answer it. At the moment, they just have Signal Pest on top. If inside their hand is something like an Ancient Grudge or whatever, then we're going to get fairly blown out here, but... If that's the case, then they had it in hand anyway. Ugh, man, this deck feels like cancer. I smoke cigarettes, and I feel like I'm getting cancer so much faster than when I'm smoking cigarettes. This is just terrible. Alright, we have 2 cards in hand, so they can't do any weird tricks where they take the cranial plating off and then re-equip it once they attack, so we're looking good as far as that goes. We don't particularly care if my opponent has Darksteel Citadel. I guess at the moment my opponent can still animate like Ponthexus and get in for some damage, but we're almost at the point where basically going to have them locked out as long as they don't have the artifact removal in their hand. Judging by the fact they're animating here, I'm going to guess they don't. The Signal Pest may be a problem if they get another Black Source. Because another Black Source will give them the ability to attack with Signal Pest and move the cranial plating to it at instant speed. So that's something we're going to have to look for, is a second Black Source for my opponent. I'm going to lead off on this Lantern. And then I'm going to Ancient Stirrings. Hopefully find... I would like to find a Mox Opal here. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Mox Opal. Perfect. Any order doesn't matter. Alright, so we're going to try and limit the cards in our hand as much as possible. Academy Ruins, I think I want that on top. I'm not entirely sure about that. I think, yeah, I can actually... I didn't play the land, so I'm actually going to Ancient Stirrings. I'm probably going to grab this Academy Ruins, and then we're just going to play that for land for turn. And that'll keep our hand empty. They can only attack with Signal Pest, and they'll have to instant speed their cranial plating, which they currently can't do. And with this Darksteel Citadel on top, it doesn't matter. Pithing Needle on top of our deck's great. Once we draw that, we can... once we draw this Pithing Needle, we can shut down their cranial plating. Alright, so Ancient Grudge we're going to have to be careful about. We're going to need them... If they tap down their Mox Opal at any point during this turn, we're probably going to... Ancient Grudge is miserable. Ancient Grudge is so bad for us. Another Archon Ravager? Oh, jeez, okay. Alright, so I have to navigate these next couple turns very carefully. I'm going to need to find, hopefully, a second Ensnaring Bridge. Because at this point, we're at 10 life. Their Vault Scourge alone, if they get that Ancient Grudge, their Vault Scourge alone can kill us. I think. I mean, first game only took us like 4 minutes or whatever to lose. I guess, yeah, us winning is going to take a lot longer than 4 minutes, though. So I think I just have to have the... I think I have to use one of these Lanterns to just shuffle this away at the moment. Because if I just mill that, they can just cast it next turn and swing in for the kill. So I think this next turn I'm just going to have to mill this Ancient Grudge. I'm going to have to shuffle this Ancient Grudge away from my opponent. Hopefully they don't just shuffle back to it. We'll see what happens, I guess. What are they doing with Arcana Ravagers? They're just pumping this one? Okay. I mean, at the moment, my opponent is less time than us because their turns are taking much longer than ours. So we're doing okay. For time, at least. They can attack with Signal Pest to send a message here. Yeah, there you go. Send a message. They could sack Ravager, I guess, to pump this. Not being able to kill us, though, that seems a little sketchy. So 3, 4, 5, 6. They can make it a 6. That's not really enough. They can make it a 7. Yeah, there's no reason for them to have really done that, I don't think. So we're going to probably use one of these lanterns on the turn to shuffle this Ancient Grudge away. I'm actually surprised this deck doesn't have any number of surgicals, because I remember this deck used to run like stuff like surgical to be able to be like, oh, okay, you can't use this, let's mill this, and then, yeah. Okay, you can't kill me, so going all in on a Signal Pest is not a smart call, I don't think. In hindsight, that Pirate Spellbomb off the top of the Ancient Storm was actually pretty good. We didn't particularly have enough artifacts to make it matter. It's 5, 6. Okay, so if my opponent has a Galvanic Blast in hand, they could just deal 6 to us here, and then Galvanic Blast us to death. So if my opponent's hand has exactly a Galvanic Blast, we are probably just dead. Okay. Sacrifice Lantern, make them shuffle their library. Okay. So now they have another Cranial Plating on top, which is fine. I want this War of Invention so bad. Gimme, 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 gimme. Okay. We're going to play Pithing Needle. I think I still have to name Cranial Plating here. I want to name Arcana Ravager, so let's stop them from doing that, but they've already gone through 3 Ravagers, so I don't think I really care about that. And this means that they can just draw that Cranial Plating, and that's perfectly fine. Oh, I tapped my Academy runes. No, I can't rebuy my Lantern. Sad face. You may draw your Cranial Plating, buddy. Hey, Levi, how's it going? We are playing Cancer, the deck. Because I think Lantern and Control is actually Cancer, the deck. Steel Overseer is perfectly fine. We let them draw that for a reason. Oh, we did have knowledge of what was in their hand because we let them draw that because we knew we were just going to get Ensnaring Bridge out. All right, so we're going to go to end step. Mill them. Mill them. No hope of Garapor for you. Springleaf Draw. Don't care about that. If we tapped our mana correctly last turn, we could Academy Runes, rebuy Mistress Bauble or Lantern. Unfortunately, I did not tap my mana, but I do want to just draw this War of Invention, get a second Ensnaring Bridge out. If I get a second Ensnaring Bridge out, then it's not just like one Ancient Grudge that kills us, which is nice. Cast this, tap this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So we are at improvised for 3. We're going to get a second Ensnaring Bridge. And then if we can mill their Ancient Grudge, they can't just kill us, which will be nice. We have another War of Invention on top, which is great. So we're going to be able to get like another lock piece down. So I don't think we can lose from here, but weird things have happened. There's another Ancient Grudge for my opponent. Sweet. Alright. So I'm going to put a stop on my upkeep. I'm probably going to want to sacrifice this Lantern to make them shuffle, and then I'm going to re-put Lantern on top of my deck next turn to put it back into play. Okay. I think, do I want to do that? Because like we have double Ensnaring Bridge. I don't think one Ancient Grudge matters. I'm fine just milling them here end turn. I guess the problem with this is that they do find a second Ancient Grudge, then we are in trouble. But I think I'm fine. Right? We're fine. It's fine. It's fine. I will choose another Lantern of Insight. Do that on our upkeep. On top. We do want to draw this Warrior Invention, but we're fine not drawing it yet. Put this down. You can still shuffle. Yeah, I can still shuffle the second one away. That's true. That's one of the reasons I'm just surprised that this deck doesn't have a way to. I'm really surprised that this deck doesn't have a way to like answer the graveyard. Like the deck used to run surgical, so you can just like thought seize your opponent off like their ancient grudge or their abrupt decays or whatever, and surgical them all out. So I'm just surprised that this deck doesn't have access to surgical or whatever. Oh, Grafdigger's Cage. Crap, that actually does come in handy here. So I might board one Grafdigger's Cage back in. We don't want them to have Signal Pest because if they do get the second, they do not now have 2 black. Signal Pest actually gives them the ability to actually attack us through an Ensnaring Bridge, so we do need to be aware of that. I don't think any amount of Keep Stop on anymore, so I'm going to shut that off. Pirate Spellbomb on top is great. I do have to use this War of Invention, though, because we can't take a chance at this crap happening. Blue. I guess do it for 1. We can get this Pirate Spellbomb. Yeah, that's fine. So do this for 1. We'll just actually probably grab this Pirate Spellbomb and kill it. Try to kill the Still Overseer. And then Pirate Spellbomb actually keeps us from dying to a future Signal Pest as well, which is nice. Is there any 2-drop artifacts in our deck we want? Maybe I should have done that for more. No, there's no other. There's just 1 drop left in our deck at this point. Pixis is pretty good because it actually gives us an actual out to a top deck Ancient Grudge. So I think I'm just going to grab a Pixis. It's another piece of our lock, and it allows us to actually exile Ancient Grudges. So yeah, that seems pretty good. Put these there. Really wish I could minimize these more. Put them off the screen. Jesus. This is blocking our board. MTGO, why are you so rude? I can also use a Codex Shredder at some point. Once we get more mana, I can use a Codex Shredder to like rebuy words if I feel like I need to. Yes, you have a Mennonite. I agree. Let's target my opponent. Start that slow mill grind. Alright, we are at less time than my opponent now, so we're going to have to be a little quicker. We're going to Codex Shredder that, because if they have Ancient Grudge, we're just going to do that. I don't think I want to draw the River of Tears, so I'm fine just doing this. Drawing the Mox Opal seems great, though, so I'm going to do that. No, I will not play that yet. Let's see. Do I want to rebuy Artifact? No, not at the moment. I do have to replay it. I do have to play this Mox Opal, though. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can actually play this Mox Opal, use a Codex Shredder to rebuy something and cast that, but it doesn't actually. Yeah, so I'm just going to play this Mox Opal. It doesn't particularly matter what we do. Hark and Wing Condition off the top. We'll choose that one to keep, whatever. I might end of their turn use one of these Codex Shredders to rebuy a War of Invention, go get a Pirate Spellbomb, and just start doing that to hopefully speed this along. So Egmont Nexus we don't care about. As long as we keep 0 cards in hand, we don't care at this point. My opponent not having scooped yet is kind of stupid. Not to be rude, but I don't think my opponent actually has a way to win at this point. We are going to build them out. I'm wondering if they're just assuming we don't care about this Glimmer Void, I don't think, so we're just going to do this. Galvanic Blast off the top. That's not something we want to see our opponent have. Another Mox Opal. Great. Mox Opal's amazing. I'm so happy right now. Yeah, we're just going to play this Mox Opal, I guess. It's in his interest to time me out. It is in my opponent's interest to time me out. That is correct. We're going to mill you to 1 now, because we don't want you to have that Galvanic Blast when we're at 4, 5. Ornithopter, that's a problem. Okay. Get you on that one. Another Galvanic Blast. Jesus. Oh, Lord. Okay. I'll have a Maelstrom Pulse on top. That sounds great. Probably just pulse my opponent's Cranial Plating. It's not that it particularly matters, but pulsing my opponent's Cranial Platings at this point, well, they're actually shut off, so I don't even need to do that. Okay. Do we want to rebuy anything? No, we don't. Okay. We're going to just draw this Maelstrom Pulse. War of Invention's great off the top, so we're happy to see that. Green, black. I think I'm just going to blow up. My opponent. Okay, I'm going to blow up the Cranial Plating just to be safe. So my opponent, if they can somehow blow up my Pithing Needle, they could get a 0-drop artifact in play if they have runners, and they could end up actually being able to play that, blow up my Pithing Needle, name and Cranial Plating, and then equip at instant speed. So I think we just have to blow that up now, which is fine. This is actually making me feel like I want to board in Tezzeret so I can actually kill my opponent fast. Yeah. 2 for 1 is absolutely better than nothing. That's true. So I can't use the Pixis here because I don't want to exile this War of Invention. I would like to get another lock piece. So we're going to go ahead and just draw that. This is such cancer. Why does this deck exist? It's so bad. This is miserable. Why do people play against this deck? I can see how this deck wouldn't go to time as often in paper as it does in MTGO, just because MTGO is so freaking clumsy. This deck is cancer. This is horrible. How do people do this? Alright. Let's go ahead to their turn. Thoughtseize on top. I don't care if my opponent has that. They can drain themselves for 2. My opponent has 20 cards left in deck, so we're going to have to be quick at milling them. Okay. Alright. Codex Shredder. Codex Shredder. Fix this. I don't care about the Mr. Bubbles. We're going to get rid of that. Okay, we'll draw a Spire. That's fine. Another land is perfectly okay. Abrupt Decay off the top is great. My opponent can have another Mox Opal. I do not care about that whatsoever. I think at this point, this is basically playing another type of cancer, Storm Cancer. I wouldn't say Storm is cancer. At least games are over quickly. It's not this slow grind, horrible, miserable crap. This is horrible, miserable crap. So keep in mind, my opponent has Mox Opal in hand. It is not something we have to worry about. My opponent has a lot of Mox Opals on top of their deck, too. Look at that. I'm fine drawing this Abrupt Decay. I don't really think Abrupt Decay is relevant, but... yeah, I don't care. I guess Steel... At the moment, Signal Pest is the only thing that actually kills us if it gets to attack, so we're just going to kill the Signal Pest. Just in case. I don't think it's going to be relevant, but we do want to take little edges where we can. Like, if they do get a chance to answer both of our Ensnaring Bridges, we don't want one single creature that can actually just kill us. At the moment, they can only deal us 4 damage. I guess if they animate, they can deal us 6 damage. If they, like, attack, if they kill... Well, they'd have to kill both our Ensnaring Bridges. Well, dead regardless, but I don't think that's going to be relevant. All right, let's go. Mill plan. Mill. Definitely mill. We do not want them to draw that, because that kills us. We're going to each exile. Nature's Clay doesn't matter. Okay. We'll draw the Abrupt Decay, that's fine. Now we have our own Ancient Grudge, so... At this point, we're getting to the point where we can just kill everything we have. So our Ancient Grudge next turn will probably just blow up both their creatures. I don't care if they draw Memnite, they can have that. Just remember the card I let them have in hand. I let them draw Thoughtseize, right? No. Let them draw Mox Opal? Yeah, let them draw Mox Opal, that's what it was. Yeah, you have Memnite, cool. That's awesome. Don't care. Yay! Our opponent finally figured out the scoop. I'm going to bring in a Grafdigger's Cage again, because, again, we don't want our opponent's Ancient Grudges to hit us. So I was told all my discard can probably come out. I mean, I guess that's probably correct, because, like, they're, like, a really fast deck that just empties their hand, so there is that. I'm going to bring in 2 Tezzeret, because I really want to be able to close out this game. And I'm gonna bring in a welding jar. So if they try to like ancient grudge away and snaring bridge, I can in response just like I can actually in response like 3 mana whir, get a welding jar, and then regenerate it. I'm gonna drop. I think. I think that abrupt K's and maelstrom pulses are a little bit overkill. Having all this, I kind of want to drop the maelstrom pulse. I'm doing this very wrong if I want to fast, but I'm gonna drop the maelstrom pulse just because 3 mana is a little slow if I have to answer like a threat, and then they still have multiple threats with like a cranial plating. If they go all in on like one threat, that's a different story, obviously, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. I'm gonna keep this. It's pretty quick. It's got ancient strings for dig. It's got pithing needle to shut down like cranial plating, Arcbound Ravager, Inkmoth Nexus, things like that. So I am down to 9 minutes and 43 seconds. Which, in all fairness, 2 games have taken 16 minutes, so that should be more than enough time. But we'll see what happens. So, yeah, like right now, I have 2 mana starting turn 1, and the ability to play a Pithing Needle and dig. So, yeah, so we're gonna play Pithing Needle. I'm just gonna name Cranial Plating because that's the fastest card to kill us. It also gives them the most tricks to play around in Snaring Bridge. Play Mistress Bauble. Play Mox Opal. Cast Ancient Stirrings. Green, Ancient Stirrings. I'm a little weary of casting this Ancient Stirrings only because I don't want my opponent to really know what we have. So I don't want my opponent to just Thoughtseize us next turn and be able to take something. But I'm going to take this Lantern because we need the lock piece. So that's fine. Don't care if my opponent loses. Alright, so we're just going to pass turn. I'm going to keep this Mistress Bauble for now, just so we can keep our mana up at the moment. Because we top deck like in the Snaring Bridge, we want to have access to 3 mana so we can just jam in the Snaring Bridge. Top deck like a lock piece, like having the ability to play Lantern, play lock piece, like Codex Shredder or whatever is great. Another Vault Scourge. My opponent didn't pay 1 life rather than 2, so they're probably going to do something with 1 mana, I assume. It could be like a Springleaf Drum here, tap Vault Scourge for another thing, but Galvanic Blast me. Okay, that's fine, sure. You have 3 cards in hand. I wonder what your cards are. I want information. Now, damn it. Okay. Yep, you're going to attack me. It sounds great. So Cranial Plane is a dead card. If they have any number of Cranial Planes in their hand, I'm happy. Play Darkslick Shores. I think I'm fine Abrupt Decaying one. I think I gotta hold up the Abrupt Decay. So I'm just gonna play I'll play a Lantern here, so we'll keep up our Metalcraft on a Mox Opal. Our opponent has Blink Moth, we have Glimmer Void. We don't particularly want the Glimmer Void. I'm going to Mistress Bauble them to see what they have on top, which we already know what they have on top at least. So I'm gonna do that just to draw through this Glimmer Void, but let's see what we have next. And again, this is probably a situation where, like, if they do have something random that they can do, oh, this Pyroclasm is so delicious. I'm so hungry right now. This Pyroclasm's hungry for some Vault Scourge, is what that's hungry for. Ooh, I'm so excited right now. I may need a moment later. There's a Ravager. Oh, that's annoying. No, they have the Ravager. I have a Replicate, so it's fine. And I'll have 4 mana next turn. So I can Pyroclasm. They go all in on Ravager, then I kill, or whatever creature they go all in on, then I just Replicate that creature. It's fine. So I'm not going to use an Replicate here, I don't think. Yeah, I'm not going to use an Replicate here. I'm just going to surprise them. They don't have colored mana where they can cast like a Thoughtseize and punish me for this, so I'm fine with this. So I think I need to play the Glimmer Void to make sure I have the mana. We're going to go colorless, red, Pyroclasm. They're going to go Arcbound Ravager all in on something. We're going to Replicate that one thing they go all in on. Ooh, this is going to be delicious. I can't wait for this. I'm super excited. I don't know if you people can tell, but I'm super excited. My opponent has 2 cards in hand. They haven't really been doing things. I'm hoping those 2 cards are Cranial Platings, because that would just be delightful. I'll let that resolve so they get their counters, and then I'll just Replicate it after the fact. Oh, if they did animate the Blink Moth Nexus, that would have been very awkward. That's true. Alright, so black. Yeah, they actually that was a mistake on their part. They should have animated the Blink Moth Nexus and put it on that. since they know we have Abrupt Decays and like Maelstrom Pulse and stuff like that, they probably should animate the land because we can't actually answer the land. We would have needed an Ancient Grudge to follow up with. If we had an Ancient Grudge, that would have been great, though. That would have been delicious. Even more delicious than that was. That was wicked delicious. Alright, you're both on top of this, and I'm not. Good for you guys. I'm so proud of you. You guys are far smarter than I am. No! We have another replicate for that. Sweet. Oh, that's a good card to keep us from... That's a good card to get through an Ensnaring Bridge. But we're going to kill that. And now we know that they do not have... Now we know that in their hand they don't have a Ancient Grudge. We'll play this Darkslick Shores. We'll play this Mishra's Bauble. I do need to find a lock piece, like a mill piece soon, though. I don't want them untapping with that, so I'm going to go ahead and just kill that now. So I currently don't have the artifacts up to get that. I'm going to use Mishra's Bauble just on their turn. That'll draw the Lantern on my upkeep, and hopefully we can draw into a mill piece, or their Ravager, or Ensnaring Bridge is great. Ornithopter's a little annoying, but that's fine. Okay, you can have a Ravager. Yeah, them not doing the Blinkmoth Nexus was definitely a little bit of a punt. So I actually almost named Ravager with this Pithing Needle, and it would have been correct. But Cranial Plating is definitely a faster kill, so I think I had the name Cranial Plating there. Let's just do this. Doesn't matter who I target, but I'm just going to target them. We'll draw an extra card next turn. Hey, they have an Ornithopter on top. Who knew? Just drawing a Lantern here, and then we're drawing a Welding. Oh, we draw a Pithing Needle. I think that's pretty good. If they don't respond, we can name Ravager, so that's good. Which means both their... if we had a way to kill the Ravager here, I'd probably just name the Blinkmoth Nexus, but Ravager's the only way they're going to get through a lot of damage at the moment. They're just looking at 2 damage a turn, which we don't care about. Welding Jar off the top's not great. We might use one of these Lanterns to target ourselves to get rid of this Welding Jar. I'm excited about the fact that Cranial Plating is going to be like a dead top deck as well. So, Galvanic Blast off the top is going to be pretty good for them. Come on, I need to find a goddamn lock piece. Need to shut this stuff down. This only targets a Blinkmoth, right? Yeah, so it can't target an Ornithopter, which is good. Cranial Plating shut down, Ravager shut down, so they can't pump this. I think I'm going to Lantern target myself here, because this Welding Jar is not going to save us. This Galvanic Blast will kill us eventually. So I'm going to go ahead and target us with one of our Lanterns. I'm going to hope to find... Okay, Ancient Grudge is okay. That's fine. War of Invention on top's awesome, too. Okay. We're in pretty good shape here. Let's see. Let's see. So they have the Spire of Industry, so we can't keep them off red entirely. But we can keep them off attacking so much. So I'm going to kill this. If I kill Ravager, they get a counter on their Ornithopter, so I can't just do that. So I'm probably, on their turn, I'm going to probably kill their Blinkmoth Nexus if they animate it, and then kill their Ornithopter, let them keep the Ravager, then I'll whir for a, I'll probably end up having to whir for, I want to whir for a lock piece really bad, but I'm probably going to end up whirring for an Ensnaring Bridge to keep them off creatures attacking. Which, I mean, this isn't perfect, but, I mean, I don't think I have much better options at the moment. Let them declare attacks. Alright, we're going to kill that Blinkmoth Nexus. We're going to flashback, kill the Ornithopter. We'll let them keep the Ravager. I mean, maybe there's no reason to let them... Yeah, Ornithopter is going to get... Ornithopter can just get this counter anyway, so this doesn't really matter which one we hit. We'll take one here. They have a Galvanic Blast in hand, so we cannot go below 4. We can't go below 5. We can go to 4, but we can't go below 5. Alright. Oh, we have Ancient Strings on top. Damn. That one's so good. Tap, tap. Oh, man. Okay. Snaring bridge. So Codex Shredder on top. There we go. There we go. Now we can get miserable for our opponent. We are at 5 minutes, though, so I'm going to have to play fast. My opponent's probably just going to Galvanic Blast me here. I don't see any reason for them not to. It's going to put us to 5, which doesn't really matter. Signal Pest doesn't matter off the top because we have Cranial Plating shutdown and Ravager shutdown. I'm going to go ahead and F6 to my opponent's turn. Okay, there we go. Play this Codex Shredder here. Signal Pest I don't care about, so I'm just going to have 6. They can draw that. End of their turn, I will mill them, though. Whirring would be great. Drawing a Tezzeret would be even better at this point. At this point, I would really just like to draw Tezzeret, quite frankly. Get rid of this other Arcanaut Ravager they have. Doesn't matter otherwise. 6 otherwise. There we go. Play this Glimmer Void. 6. We don't have anything else to do. So we should catch up in time a little bit here. Our opponent has Thoughtseize is absolutely irrelevant. We don't care about that. Our opponent have an Ornithopter will be relevant, so we will need to mill that. We cannot allow our opponent to have the Ornithopter. I'm just going to go ahead and mill them now. So no, my opponent has Thoughtseize in hand. The Vault Scourge doesn't, or Signal Pest on its own doesn't do damage, so we don't care about that. Okay, Mishra's Bauble is fine. It draws us into a card, so we gotta wait until their turn to do it though, because we don't want to have card in hand when our opponent goes. So we're gonna go ahead and 6 or F6, whatever it is. We're in business of misery. Let's start from the top. Yeah, I'm assuming that's a song, Connor. That's really nerdy of you. I'm thinking. So I do want to draw this Pixis, but I'm actually thinking I might want to consider start Codex Shredding myself to start digging towards a Tezzeret, because that's probably the only way we're going to win this game currently. So we're going to play this. I don't want the Pithing Needle, so that will probably go away. I'll likely Pixis that away. So 6. So we've already caught up about, we've used about 30 seconds, they've used about a minute. So we're actually doing pretty good for time at this point. You don't like Paramore, really? That's a shame. Paramore's pretty sweet. I really like her voice, personally. What's her name? Hallie something or Haley something? Alright, each player does that. I kind of want to draw the Grafdigger's Cage, but I don't think I need to. I think I just really need to draw into a Tezzeret here. We have a Pixis, so we can keep them off. We can keep them off in Ancient Grudge. We do need to mill them here because we can't let them have 2 Signal Pest. 2 Signal Pest means Battle Cry, and the zero power matters. So we're going to mill them for that. Yeah, I got you meant that was a Paramore song you were quoting. Oh, you were asking if I wasn't a Paramore fan. I got you. Okay. That makes way more sense now. Man, sending a message. Attacking with a Signal Pest turn after turn. I'm scared. They're sending a message, and I don't know what to do. Alright. Let's Pixis, both of us. Okay. Mox Opal's not great. I don't want Mox Opal, damn it. Codex Shredder on top's not terrible. Doesn't really do anything for us. I'll just play this Mox Opal because I don't want them attacking. So we're gonna go ahead and 6. Our Codex Shredder definitely is going after us because we need to draw Tezzeret like now. I'm fine with. Oh no! I let them draw Cranial Plating, didn't I? Oh, Cranial Plating's. Oh my god, I'm fine. Cranial Plating's named. I forgot about that. You can't use your Cranial Plating. I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, it's still needled. I completely panicked for no reason whatsoever. I want a Codex Shredder us to dig to a Tezzeret, but I kind of want the second Codex Shredder just for the extra dig. So I unfortunately can't do that. Where's another Codex Shredder? I will Pixis here. Okay. Opponent's going to draw a Mox Opal, which we're fine with. Yeah, I think right now it's Tezzeret or bust. I'm assuming my opponent keeps using actions to make us have to respond to eat up our clock a bit. I can't picture out why else my opponent would animate these make off nexuses they know can't attack. I mean, it's possible my opponent's stupid and doesn't realize that, but I'm highly doubting that's the case. I'm assuming my opponent's just trying to eat up my clock at this point. Alright, so we're going to Codex try to target ourselves. Come on, Tezzeret. That's not a Tezzeret! Ugh! I need to draw Tezzeret like now. Eh, Tezzeret, no! I should have put a stop on my upkeep so we could have drawn cards. Damn it! Alright, we're just going to have 6 to their turn. We just need to draw this Tezzeret at this point, so I don't even care what they do. Awesome. Alright, so blue, black, colorless, Tezzeret. Alright, tick up. Codex Shredder, sweet. Any order. Cameroons, play Codex Shredder. Okay, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 artifacts in play, which means next turn we can just drain our opponent because that'll be 18. So we're good. We're good, team. We got there. My opponent didn't do all that garbage because they know we just kill him here. My opponent didn't do all that garbage because they know they can't waste our clock now. So, yeah. My opponent was just trying to run down our clock by doing that. So we were 1-0. Beat Affinity. It was good. It's close, but we got there. We got there, fam. Don't worry about it. Oh, man. Hope everyone's having fun watching this. Hope that no one is... That was match 1, yeah. Oh my god, I've been live for an hour and 2 minutes. That is miserable. That was the first match, yeah. I am not playing this for 5 hours tonight, so we might have to continue this another night. Alright, so we won the die roll, which is great for us. Maymore Grafdigger's Cage isn't great. We can't turn one on Inquisition, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't think we can keep this hand. This hand seems a little sketchy. Like, it's gotten Stonebridge, got Word. We're going to try it, I guess. We're going to try it out. I definitely don't think this hand is keepable, but I'm also not familiar with this deck. It has, like, hate for some of the decks in the format. It has, like, Inquisition to, like, help tear apart our opponent a little bit. It has Ensnaring Bridge, so we're going to try it out. No, I'm not playing this deck for 5 hours tonight. That is not happening. I will not play this deck till 1 a.m. That is 100% not happening. I will play this deck till, like, 11. So we're talking, like, I'll probably get 4 rounds in tonight. I might have to do 1 round tomorrow night real quick. But this stream will not go 5 hours because this deck is slow. I guess in all fairness, my Affinity opponent was pretty stubborn, but... Alright, so my opponent's taking a lot of time on their decision if they're kind of mulligan or not. Could be they've been waiting in the queue for a bit. It could be they are trying to do math because they're a combo deck, so it could be Storm. Could be like that stupid Black-Red Hollow one deck. I say stupid Black-Red Hollow one deck because, yeah, running Burning Inquiry is just bad. So, that's all. I'm going to have 6 here. I'm going to have 6 here because it doesn't matter. Oh, Jeskai. Uh-oh. I don't know how this matchup is. Let's take a peek at what they're doing, though. What you got, buddy? Do I care if they spreading? I don't care if they spreading seeds. I don't want them detention spearing us. So we'll keep that up so we know what they have. The cryptic command's a little obnoxious. Hopefully we can draw a Thoughtseize to get rid of it. The Spreading Seas is just not blue mana for Word of Mention, so I don't particularly care about that. The Spreading Seas like our Botanical Symptom, then I just, okay, I got another Botanical Symptom there. We still have Abrupt Decay up, so I don't care. It's possible they're holding up for Counterspell. It's also possible they're just trying to scare us. If they have Counter Magic, it's likely going to be a remand. So we're just going to go ahead and cast this Ancient Stirring. I will get a Lantern of Insight here. Yeah. I'll get a Lantern of Insight here. We'll shuffle. We'll put those on bottom of any order, and we'll play Lantern here. See if my opponent actually just has a mana leak. They have a negate. Okay. So they drew a negate. That's pretty good. So we're gonna have some digging to do and whatnot, which is fine. We have a cage out, so we know they can, like, if any Snapcasters or mages they draw are just a Snapcaster mage. They're not anything else. Alright, opponent has been playing everything we've seen so far, so we don't have any additional information. Do I whir here? I think I whir here, right? I'm gonna whir. I think whirring's correct. I don't think whirring for anything other than like a Lantern's what we want to do though, because we want to keep in mind what our opponent has in their hand. So if we resolve this whir, that'd be great. If we can't, like, that'll happen, I guess. Not sure what my opponent is doing currently. 3 mana? What are they casting? Logic Knot? Oh no! If we tapped this Graphic User Cage, we could have paid for that. Oh, I didn't even have Logic Knot on my radar. Blue-White Control runs that card. Damn it. Alright, opponent. Played a Ghost Quarter. I probably should have whirred on their turn anyways. Now they have Cryptic Mana up, so that's not great. We have a whir in hand, but again, Cryptic Mana up. So we're going to try and do the whir on their turn. They have one card in their hand we don't know about currently. So when we get to their end step, we're going to whir. If they want to Cryptic Command, that's fine. Blue, whir, tap. 1, 2, 3. Done, did that. Alright, so they're going to Cryptic Command, counter target spell, draw a card. Okay, that's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Alright, so now they have less mana. Alright, now we have an Academy Ruin, so we can kind of start rebuying things, which is going to be good. So I'm playing Snaring Bridge here to make sure they're off like Colonnades, Snapcaster Mage, all that crap. We do have the Abrupt Decay if they go on like a Snapcaster Mage or whatever, so that's not really a big deal. This Ghost Quarter being able to hit our Academy Ruins is a little unfortunate. It's possible I should have held the Academy Ruins in hand, so that way we can just play it next turn. Okay, so they're just going to Spreading Seas it, which makes sense because they didn't have really good targets for the Spreading Seas. We can also just Abrupt Decay that, so... Can we Abrupt Decay and activate? We can Abrupt Decay and activate, so I'm going to actually do that. Stop on my turn. Oh, that's annoying. I guess we're just going to go get... Yeah, we're just going to get a base islands. That's fine. Field of Ruin. Well, then. So now on my upkeep, I can... Another Spreading Seas on what? Fire of Industry? That's annoying. So now we can't just Abrupt Decay, so that sucks. Alright, so we have no idea what's in their hand now. Spreading Seas is really annoying, huh? Jesus Christ. Stop on my turn, no more. Oh, hello. Well, I can play the Mox Opal here. They have no mana, so they can't counter it. End of their turn, I can Abrupt Decay the Spreading Seas on my Academy Ruins to rebuy Lantern. Getting the Trials. That's annoying. So this is going to be that situation they were talking about where we actually had this in like I'm in the Judge Study group. We actually had this where like someone had asked us if our opponent has Gideon Trials. Like we're gonna Abrupt Decay that Spreading Seas. So I'm gonna use Academy Ruins, but what the hell do you want? I mean, whoops. Assuming they should have responded. Does Trent non-basic land? So they should have Ghost Quarter in response to that, I'm assuming is what my opponent's whoopsing, but. My opponent said they should have done that in response, but at the same time, they are forcing a shuffle anyway, so it's not like we get to draw our lantern here, which is relevant. All right, now our opponent knows that we don't have additional basics. Our opponent could have remand up. I don't know if they really do. We're going to cast this, tap this. Done. We're going to get a lantern. Right. So let's see. My opponent has 40. So I guess, yeah, I think I'm going to get a Codex Shredder here, actually. I don't know if that's particularly correct. We start milling our opponent out now, we might just be able to win. Their top deck was a Snapcaster Mage, so that was actually a bad mill. But at the same time, now if we can increase our mana sources, we can increase our mana sources, we can actually we still have to answer this Gideon too. That's obnoxious. I forgot about that. We're gonna try and resolve this Codex Shredder here. At this point, we're just gonna try and mill our opponent out, and then be able to get a. We have no way to like recur a Pirate Spellbomb. I think we have. What the hell do we have that can actually get us out of this? So we have to be able to answer that Gideon. We can't stop ourselves from milling it. So we don't have Abrupt Decay in our deck anymore either. I think we might just be dead. No. I think we might just be dead here. We can't answer that Gideon. Right? We just have the single Abrupt Decay. We have the Pirate Spellbomb. Gideon's at 5, so it's not like Pirate Spellbomb matters. Maybe I should have actually searched my deck and saw if we had outs. Black card, Inquisition, target you. Okay, Path Exile, Noise, Supreme Break doesn't matter at all. So they can't lose the game as long as they control Gideon, and I can't win the game, right? Yeah. I'll just always yield to this because it's not really going to be relevant. Now that we don't have Academy Runes, we cannot. Oh, I can Shred of the Decay. Yeah, good point. Thank you very much for pointing that out, my Magic Viking. Alright, so I should definitely start Codex Shredding my opponent to keep them off things. Play a stuff card. Replace a card. Yeah, I'm gonna deck them first. Absolutely, you're correct. Absolutely, but that was definitely the plan: was decking them first and then doing it. I mean, we're way ahead of them as far as that goes. I don't think it matters when we Codex Shredder here. We don't have a lantern, so we're doing this in the blind regardless of what we do. I do want to keep track of what we're milling though. So like milling like a Jace Architect of Thought is actually really good. I don't know if it particularly matters, but it's really good. Rude Halo is a problem. Luckily, I can rebuy an Abrupt Decay to kill that, and then rebuy one later. I do need to. I have mana for that, so that's good. So I'm going to Ancient Strings here. What am I playing in hand? Island Speed Breaks my opponent's hand. Maybe just Island now. I think they played Island. Pixis seems fine. Lantern seems brilliant. Okay, my opponent scooped. I think they know that we can probably win now. I don't know why my opponent scooped. Maybe they just don't want to go through that. Like, I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to sit through that either. So definitely want the second Abrupt Decay. I think I want the Tezzerets, because I think it helps us grind a lot. Witchbane Orb I don't think is relevant, because they don't particularly target us with anything. Cages seem good to shut down Snapcaster Mage. So like Magic Viking suggested, we could Abrupt Decay. So we can Abrupt Decay the Gideon. So we can Codex Shredder, rebuy Abrupt Decay, kill Ruined Halo, then Codex Shredder, rebuy Abrupt Decay, kill Gideon, and we can still kill them. So we could grind that out. Now that we have a Lantern and a Codex Shredder, we could actually like get there. It was definitely really awkward, and it would have taken a long time, but we definitely would have gotten there. And I think they were using up almost as much time as we were. So I think Pithing Needle is definitely something we want. I think Discard is definitely something we want. And snaring bridges don't seem great here. I don't want to trim all three because they could be good against trim, bring in pulse. Yes, but if end of turn I abrupt decay their Gideon and he tries to bounce Gideon, he can't replay it before he has to draw a card. Is the only problem with that. So I'm gonna bring in Pulse. There's a chance they have like Leyline Sanctity, and we still know we need to answer Gideons. So as many options to answer Gideons as we can is great. Tezzeret might be a little ambitious. I think. Grafdigger's Cage definitely seems correct. I don't know if Thought Seizes really matter. I'm not huge on Thought Seizes, honestly. I think the Search for Azcanta is very good. Yeah, so the game plan was mill them out, and then go to Codex Shredder, kill their Gideon. Like, even if it's on their upkeep before they're going to draw, we could Codex Shredder, get abrupt decay back, kill their Gideon, and then they just lose. I'm assuming my opponent just didn't want to go through that the entirety of that situation, and that kind of setup. I don't think I would want to sit there either. This hand seems fine. I'm going to keep this. I would love like a Mox Opal to make it a little bit faster. My opponent's mulling like crazy, so they're probably mulling to a Leyline. Maybe not. Okay. If we top deck a Mox Opal here, we still can't just turn one all this crap, but we're in pretty good shape. Alright, Sanctum, Lantern. So we're going to Lantern first so we get some information. And then next turn we can actually double Codex Shredder. So we're actually in really good shape here. Well, top decks aren't great. My opponent did null to 5, it looks like. Opponent has 1 mana up, so I think we're going to be okay. I will play like Glimmer Void because we should have artifacts in play, so that shouldn't be relevant. I will lead on a Codex Shredder, and then I will play. My opponent just F6 through my turn, so we're just going to play another Codex Shredder and call that a day. I don't care if my opponent has Sphinx's Rev. Maybe I do care, but I don't think it matters. Gideon, that's a little annoying. Okay, they can have a Gideon, that's fine. I'll get them for the planes end of the turn. I'll get them for the Field of Ruin for sure. Ceremonious Rejection, we'll get that next turn. That doesn't particularly matter. I'm going to play this Pithing Needle on Gideon because we don't want Gideon to tick up because we can answer it when it's low down to the ground, especially since we don't have Starmage right now. We definitely don't want it animating. Let's go with Ancient Stirrings here. I'll take a Bauble, that's fine. Wish I could have taken a Search, that would have been great. We'll cast the Bauble, cast Mox Opal, so we don't have one already. And we'll just put this Lantern in play. I'm going to get my opponent for that Ceremonious Rejection. We'll let them draw the Flight Strand. Do I want them to have the Flight Strand? I don't think I do. They could have a Field of Ruin at this point, that's fine. Alright. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, they have a Jason hand. That's not great for us. That could present a problem. Likely won't, but it could. They are tapped out, which means we have free reign on our next turn. So I'm going to use this Mishra Bauble to make sure that, yeah, definitely. Well, I definitely don't want them to have Cryptic Command, so I don't want them to have Cryptic and Rune Halo. I'm fine if they have either or, so we're just going to go with that as far as their piles go. What did they take? Doesn't show what they took. What the fuck? So they kept the Rune Halo, it looks like. Okay. Where are we? We're on their turn still. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and Mishra's Bubble, target them, doesn't matter really. We're gonna mill that Celestial Colony because we don't want them to have that. Okay. So on our upkeep, we're gonna draw this island, then we'll draw another card. Alright, so it's another of those, which is fine. Alright, so we know my opponent's probably going to ruin Halo here, so I'm going to need to, in response, just Codex Shredder them a few times. Hopefully I'll find an Abrupt Decay so I can just Abrupt Decay the ruined Halo. But I'm definitely going to Codex Shredder them a couple times, see what they got going on. We'll need a Pixis here for sure. I'm definitely going to get rid of that Tetrasphere, that's not allowed. That's against the rules for sure. We'll likely Codex Shredder ourselves for this Glimmer Void. Because I would like to draw into Abrupt Decay to get rid of this ruined Halo. Dragon Maelstrom Pulse here with Jace would also be great. Yeah, take up your Jace, that's fine. Alright, target us with this. I guess drawing a Tezzeret here would be great too. Ah, Inquisition last turn would have been awesome. Alright, let's Inquisition my opponent, see what they got in hand. I am kind of curious. They have Sphinx's Rebel take. They have an Elspeth Sun's Champion, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be their 6 mana, so we actually have to mill that, which is a little... Oh, we can't mill that because the Codex Shredder is named with Red Halo. Oh, that's a little awkward. That Elspeth's going to be real good against us. Making all dem tokens. Okay. Yeah. So that's a little problematic. So I'm definitely not going to want to draw this Inquisition because it doesn't do anything. They have 0 cards in hand. And we need to answer their board, so we're going to Codex Shredder ourselves a few times, which is probably fine here. We're just happy we have free reign over what they're doing currently. Lantern is not good enough. Tezzeret's fine. I'll draw that for sure. So I need black, blue. So I need to make this black. Let's do that like that. I would love to find... I don't have enough mana yet, but I would love to find an Ensnaring Bridge here. None of those are Ensnaring Bridge. One of them is a Priority Spellbomb, though, so there's that. Definitely. I might want the second Tezzeret just because we might need to chain Tezzerets. If they don't just attack Tezzeret here, I'm going to drain them and then replay this next Tezzeret and tick up, but I just figure that they're probably going to attack this Tezzeret. Field Ruin my Glimmer Void is fine. I don't particularly want to draw that Tezzeret anyways. We already have our basic island, so that kind of sucks. Actually, there's a Grafdigger's Cage, which is irrelevant on the board state, so we're going to mill that. Oh, hello. They can have the Ghost Court or the Ceremony and Snapcaster Mage. Let's see what they do. I wish it would tell you which put Snapcaster Mage in their hand. Alright, so they bottomed the Ghost Quarter, which is odd because we don't have any more basics in our deck. What was their top card? Ah, fuck, I wasn't paying attention. What was their top card? Is that a Colonnade, I believe? I can't respond to it anyways because Codex Shredder, but... Stony Silence. Ooh, that's a pretty good card. Spreading Seas is okay at the moment. Okay. We still have Opal to make black for another Tezzeret if we have to. Where are these attacking? Tezzeret? Yeah, of course attacking Tezzeret. Tezzeret's just going to tick up anyways. Hopefully find Ensnaring Bridge. I don't think we care about this Grafdigger's Cage. We're going to mill that. Mishra's Bubble we don't care about. Toxic Shores we don't care about. Our Invention's pretty cool. We're going to take up this Tezzeret. Find a Mux Opal, that's fine. Any order doesn't matter. We'll float blue with this one, play this. Oh, look. Another Ensnaring Bridge right there. Cool. My opponent is going to play Stony Silence, which I believe they drew it there. So 4. So my opponent's going to play Stony Silence. We know that much. Done. So my opponent's going to play Stony Silence, which means we won't have access to our card shredders at the moment. We will have this Ensnaring Bridge in play, which is great. And we'll have a Tezzeret that can tick up. So at the moment, we're still in pretty good shape. So my opponent's hand Spreading Seas, Dispel. Or Spreading Seas, Stony Silence. So I do need to draw like Glimmer Voids and stuff. And they still have another Spreading Seas. Snapcaster Mage. Okay, Siren Vision's fine, I guess. Not that we can do much about it since we can't quite shred them currently. At the moment, if I can eventually cast an Abrupt Decay, if I find like another Mox Opal, if I find like a Glimmer Void or whatever, I'm going to Abrupt Decay this Ruined Halo so we can start Codex shredding them again. They have Cryptic Command, which I do not want them to have. No, I was supposed to respond to that. Get rid of the Darkslick Shores. Shite. Logicals. We're going to type this Tezzeret before we get this Pixis. No, an Abrupt Decay. Son of a bitch. Alright, well, more artifacts we get in play, I guess, the closer our Tezzeret will get to killing them. What does Elspeth do? Elspeth makes it that creatures can never attack. Jace might be a problem. So I do need to find another Abrupt Decay without taking out my Tezzeret, hopefully. So they just killed off their... Do they? Oh, okay, so Cryptic Command just bounce my Ensnaring Bridge and kill us. That's what's up. Alright. So that was unfortunate. I think I might have made a couple mistakes there, but overall I think we're okay. No, that works. Yeah. So we know they have... So we need an answer to Ruined Halo, because that's going to be a problem. So I'm going to bring in the Nature's Claim. I'm not... I think now that we've seen Elspeth and Jace, we probably do want the Maelstrom Bowls. I don't know if these Tezzerets are particularly good, so I'm kind of tempted to drop one. I probably want the third Pithing Needle as well. I think we have to close on quick, so I think I still need these Tezzerets. I'm going to go ahead and drop like my Inquisitions. I'm going to drop some Inquisitions and add back some Thoughtseize, because I definitely want to be able to answer their higher threats at the moment. And then I think I can go without the Spellbomb. Going without Spellbomb might be wrong, but I think I'm going to have to do that. So we have like... we don't have any way to cast a green spells. I don't have to log in this. Ugh. If this had a land, this hand would be amazing, but this hand sucks otherwise. So I guess we can play Bauble, play Opal, play Lantern. Ugh, that seems miserable. Oh, God. I'm going to keep it. We have a Scry. Oh, look at that land. Awesome. Alright, let's do this. Bauble. Opal. Tap Opal. Lantern. Crack Opal. It doesn't matter. Target them. Alright. So we're going to draw our Darkslick Shores here. And then we'll have Tezzeret on deck. We have a Tezzeret in hand anyway. I want that Tezzeret. I want some type of mill effect. They have negate, so we'll have to remember that, because the negate means our Tezzeret likely doesn't land. Another Lantern's cool. I guess I can Lantern, like, make them shuffle, but not huge on that. So I get 1, 2, 3. I can't even cast the Tezzeret yet, so that sucks. They have a Dispel now. That's beautiful. So my opponent has a gate in hand, I know that. Let's play this Lantern, I guess. The Dispel I don't particularly think is going to be relevant. For the most part, Did our opponent draw that cryptic? Yeah, they did. So our opponent has cryptic negate in hand. They're about to draw a dispel. Alright, we have a follow-up Pixis, so that's good. Gideon Jar is going to be a little annoying, but I think we're okay with that. So now we have 2 Pixis in hand, which is great. So if they do want to negate 1, we'll have another one still. Which means we get rid of this Gideon Jar, because I don't want them to have that. Oh, it does suck using Pixis, because we'll get rid of Glimmer Void and we need the land, so it's a little unfortunate. I can't picture our opponent responds to this and counters it with a negate. Especially when they know we have Tezzeret in hand. Alright, we'll play another Pixis. I don't want to get rid of this Glimmer Void, but I don't want them to have Gideon either. So we know they have negate, dispel, cryptic. They have 4 of the cards in hand. I'm going to let them draw Gideon. Hopefully they don't land. Delaying click. Ooh, that's a little annoying. Okay. They take a Tezzeret, I draw Glimmer Void. That's fine. And then I can Pixis away their Gideon. So you stop passing. Let's stop passing. Oh no. Damn it. I didn't do that fast enough. Okay. So we're going to have to answer this with delaying click. My opponent didn't take a card because we have 2 Tezzerets in hand. They have like negates and stuff up. So I don't think we're going to be... I think at this point, they didn't play a land during their turn, so I'm assuming they're going to be a little landlight. So I'm fine with using Pixis here to get rid of their land on top. I'm fine using Pixis to get rid of their Gideon. Another Lantern sounds fine to me. We'll tap this Mox Opal and play Lantern. If they don't counter it, we'll just play this other Mox Opal. So we can make sure we have 2. We don't need 2 mana, but we're going to do it. No! Fuck. I picked the wrong one. Damn it. They can have that Sphinx's Rev, that's fine. I will need to find an answer to this click. Using Field of Ruin right now? Okay, I don't want the Darkstalk Shores anyway, so that works for me. I have at least 1 island in my deck, so that's cool. They're going to get another basic. It's probably going to be... Oh, it's another blue source. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't want them to have Striking Season. I don't need the Mox Opal. Me having Glimmer Void, them having Island. I think I'm fine with them having 1 more land as long as it's not a second white source. At the moment, I want to keep them off Rune Halo for sure. That Cryptic Command, I cannot let them draw. I'm going to draw this Glimmer Void, so I have to Pixis on my turn, though. Because I really want this Glimmer Void. They have Negate, they have Dispel. They have a Cryptic Command in hand already. Ugh, Search for Escanta, that card's so good. I'm going to target them with this Lantern. I don't want them to have 2 Cryptic Commands, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, another Field of Ruin, that's a little annoying. We're at 43, they're at 44. Not enough Field of Ruin, so I'm going to go ahead and Pixis them. Game of Trials, they don't have a second white source, so I'm fine with that. River of Tears is another good mana source for us, so I'm fine with that. Really need to find an answer to this click soon. Opponent's going to clean up. They discard the Gideon Jura that I'm obviously not letting them cast. Blue, black, blue, doesn't matter. Tezzeret. They're going to Cryptic here most likely. I don't know what the hell they would bounce. Maybe they'll just draw a card. If they choose to draw a card, I'm going to go ahead and Pixis in response. Pixis in response. Fucking Field of Ruin, really? Yeah, it's fine. Field of Ruin's not fine, but having Adventure Strike seems great. Yeah, whatever. You can draw the Field of Ruin. That's cool. No, they have Mana Leak on top. Okay, so we're going to play around a Mana Leak, which is fine. We can do that. Adventure Strike is cool. Snapcast Mage is annoying. I guess this means they can get a second white source, which is a little obnoxious. What do we have in here? Okay. We have Whirlwind. War of Invention on top is great, but they have a Dispel. They also have a Negate. They've used the 1 Cryptic Command I believe we've let them have. Okay. I think we're probably just dead. This click is probably going to kill us. Just tap, tap. And just tap 2, I guess. Let's go for Kodak Shredder. Just gonna go for Kodak Shredder here. I don't think it's gonna matter at this point. Like, they have Mana Leak, they have Dispel, they have like all this crap, so we have to fight through all their counter magic at some point. I don't want them to Hallowed Fountain because then they get Celestial Colonnade up. This is freaking miserable. And they have a Siren Missions, okay. Well, we have Abrupt Decay on top, so hopefully we don't have to fix this here. We're going to let them draw Siren Visions for sure, but there might be another card we don't want them to draw. We definitely need this Abrupt Decay to kill us in a million click, though. Island, we don't care if they draw, so they can Siren Visions and draw that. That's fine. I will not respond. I can exile cards on the top of their library after we get this Abrupt Decay out of our deck. I forget if they have a second Cryptic Command, though. If they have a second Cryptic Command, that's unfortunate. No! They're going to take our Tezzeret. Alright, yeah, you got our Tezzerets. I should know these cards were that I exiled. I forget what they are. Okay, so Abrupt Decay is not on top of our library anymore, so we can just pick this. Gain the Trials, okay, that's obnoxious. So I need to, like, top deck. They still have a negate, so even if I top deck the Ensnaring Bridge here, I'm in trouble. Ancient Stirrings, okay, sure. Green, Ancient Stirrings, they're going to counter, possibly. They didn't counter. It's unfortunate and weird. Play this Pithing Eel, I guess. Probably negate this, so I can't shot their Gideon. Their Gideon's going to punch me for a lot of damage. It's going to be 4. It's going to be 7 they punch me for. They didn't counter it. They have Perfect Information. I don't know why they would counter that. That's odd. Ooh, hello. No, I let them draw the stupid Cryptic Command. Fudge. Oh, they had the Celestial Colony anyway. Okay, whatever. Good games. That's miserable. No, they had the Colonnade, which I actually forgot about, so that was actually correct. I mean, I don't think there's any reason to let the Pithing Needle resolve, but they had the redundant win on board anyway, so it was correct overall. So Blue-Eye Control is a little annoying, we found. Ruined Halo is really good against us. Jesus. I wonder if it was correct to just keep it more discard. I don't know if having Ensnaring Bridge is correct at all. Dropping Ensnaring Bridge, I don't know if Tezzerets were good, so I probably should have dropped those. I should have just, on the play especially, I probably should spend way more of the control route. I don't like Bobble in this deck so far. That's just me. I've also had a lot of awkward, like, multiple Mox Opal draws, so I don't know if it's just me or what. If it is just me, then what can I do? It's not just me. It just seems awkward to have like all these Mistress Baubles in here. I don't know. I also want some number of surgical extraction, as I learned earlier. Hello, Gold Moon. How are you? I'm not familiar with who you are, but it's nice to meet you. I will keep this. That's fine. I'm on the play, so you know, like turn 1, Ancient Stirrings. I don't think I want Lantern right off the bat. Turn 1 Ancient Stirrings. If I find a Codex Shredder, we're going to give it away what we're playing, but we can turn 2 Lantern and have Codex Shredder as well as Mox Opal and Grafdigger's Cage up. So we're against some like weird. If we're against some like weird strategy like a Dredge deck or whatever, we'll be okay. We've got a pretty good start. Against like a Snapcaster Mage deck, like this Cage will be great as well. So I'm actually fine keeping this hand. I think this hand's a little sketch, but I think it's okay. Leyline of Sanctity, main board. What the flip? God damn it! So this Inquisition's real bad right now. Yeah, I don't know how we. All right, we're gonna take the Pixis because we're gonna need that because we can't target our opponent apparently. Oh boy, that's awkward. Oh man, it's probably Sun and Moon. Okay, I didn't know Sun and Moon played the main board Leyline of Sanctity. That's good to know. Razor Ridge Thicket. I don't know if that still qualifies for Sun and Moon, but that's got super awkward, huh? We're going to cast this Mishra's Bauble. So we'll turn on a Mox Opal once we play this Lantern. Then we can play Pixis. Oh, this just got silly. Oh boy. Life is good. Life is fun. Yeah, sure. Oh, you can you can draw that, whatever. Hey, another fetch land. You can draw that too. This deck doesn't particularly do much, no. It really doesn't. My opponent's shuffling now, which means they won't have that extra... Oh, we're against Boggles. That makes sense on the Leyline of Sanctity's main board. Okay. Yeah, you have a Core Spirit Dancer. Core Spirit Dancer is pretty good. So I want to Pixis here, but I think I want to draw the Ancient Stirring, so I really need to dig to a Ensnaring Bridge, because I don't think they can ever beat that main board. And speak of the devil. I will need another mana source, though, so... I'm going to take the Ensnaring Bridge here. Any order. This is a mana source, so we're not going to mill it. I'm going to go ahead and play Grafdigger's Cage, only because it can shut off them fetching out Dryad Arbor, which likely won't be relevant, but we do want to have the ability to have that out. I really want this Mox Opal. I don't know if I can let them have the Ethereal Armor. As long as we get this Ensnaring Bridge online, we're good. So we're going to go ahead and say, hey, let's call it a day. I mean, Dryad Arbor, if we somehow get stuck with like a 1 card in hand at some point, because like we have all these Inquisition and Kozileks, which can't just, which I guess we can just cast target ourselves and not pick anything if we have no cards in hand otherwise. But I just want to make sure Dryad Arbor shut off otherwise. I'd rather not test Fate, because Fate tends to kick me in the balls. And any men in the chat who have ever been kicked in the balls, I think you know that it's not something you particularly want to happen to you. So I guess if I had Mishra's Bobbled myself on my turn, I could have actually put a stop on the upkeep, draw my Mox Opal, then Pixis away their Ethereal Armor. I don't think that's really relevant, because I think at this point we're actually, once we resolve this Ensnaring Bridge and we have a Pixis online, we should just win. My opponent's also simply on Core Spirit Dancer. Last turn we could have just taken a turn off to just play with Pirate Spellbomb and Pirate Spellbomb away my opponent's Spirit Dancer. I wonder if my opponent's trying to figure out if they can actually win through Ensnaring Bridge main board. I don't think they can, but we'll see what they come up with. Well, I won't technically have to Inquisition my opponent if they have anything bigger than a 1/1. I won't have to Inquisition myself just because, like, once they start loading enchantments on things, the creatures that are enchanted are going to have bigger power and toughness than what the cards in my hand are. So, but I will definitely, Inquisition myself regardless. Yes, you have a fetch. You can try to get a Dry Arbor, but you can't. Which you apparently know, because you went and got a forest. Reach is fine. Your Core Spirit Dancer can have that. Now I'm looking at it, we actually might be in trouble. So +2/+2, +3/+3 at that. They're gonna have a they have a Ethereal Armor in hand, which costs 1 mana. They have a Rancor, so they're looking at +2/+2, +4/+4, +6/+6, +8/+6, +9/+7. So we're looking at a 9 power attack here. And then 10, 11, 12, 13. We're looking at a 13 power attack here. At least, I believe. I think my math is correct. We'll see what the power and toughness looks like after. Yeah, so we're looking at 13 power and toughness. 13/13 is not correct, though, because Rancor gives +2/+0. I don't know where the 13/13 comes from. It should be 13/11, but I mean, this is MTGO, so, who the hell expects it to actually work, right? Rancor's probably giving it +2/+2 as far as I can tell right now. Oh, it's an 0/2. That's why. Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, 13/13. I'm insane. Don't even listen to me. If you're trying to learn Magic, you shouldn't be listening to me. Yeah, Levi, you got it. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to draw on Stone Bridge, and my opponent will never be able to attack again, which is fine with me. Okay, float mana, Mox Opal. Keep the untapped Mox Opal, Aaron. For the love of God, keep the untapped Mox Opal. I don't like the fact that you have to choose the one you keep rather than the one you're getting rid of. I feel like you should choose the one you sacrifice, and I always struggle with that for some reason. Alright, so Ensnaring Bridge is down. Their core Spirit Dancer can't currently attack. I'm going to exile their Glaive Cover Scout because it's something that can actually attack us currently. And then they have a Leyline Safety on top. They can't cast... If they don't have another land in hand, they can't cast that yet, so that's fine. At the moment, we're pretty good, though. Next turn, we're just going to play Codex Shredder and Inquisition ourselves, getting rid of our Pirate Spellbound, most likely. Next turn, we'll probably have to... Oh. Yeah, we'll Inquisition ourselves, probably get rid of this Ensnaring Bridge, then. We have 2 mana, so we're still going to have 1... Oh, yeah, we're probably going to take at least 1 more damage at some point. Okay. Glimmer Void on top's pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and play this Codex Shredder. Go ahead and play this Inquisition. Target us. I think... Oh, hello. I need to play black for that. I'm going to go ahead and Inquisition target us. I'm probably just going to take this Pirate Spellbomb. We can't attack my opponent anyways. I'm not sure... So I can't particularly Codex Shredder myself because I'm going to mill myself faster as a result. So we're going to have to do this with Pixis, which means we're going to have to draw into a War of Invention. Pixis on upkeep to get past Bridge. Yeah, getting past Bridge is fine, but not great. Looks like my opponent tried to fetch a Dried Arbor, and it wouldn't let them. I know my Dried Arbor is still on top because they should be shuffling their library at this point. So that's a little odd. So I think... I don't care if they have Dried Arbor. I'm just going to go ahead and pass turn. That's fine. They can have it. Because like after this turn, I won't ever have a hand again. Having 2 Ensnaring Bridge in play should just basically be elementary at that point. Hopefully my opponent realizes they can't win. They still have more cards in the library than us, right? No, not quite. Yeah, they do. They have one more. They have one less card. They have less cards in the library than us. So at this point, we can just basically play pass go, and we win. There's their other Leyline Sanctuary, which is fine. At this point, we're just going to try and pay attention to their top decks. Want to make sure that they don't top deck anything that can just kill us. I will cast Ancient Stirrings here. I will find another Codex Shredder. I will play it. That's fine. I do have to be careful about how many cards we're taking out of our library. We do not want them to end up ahead of us. Abrupt Decay off the top is perfectly fine. We can just Abrupt Decay like their, I don't know, Spider, Umbra, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'd like to find a War of Invention. I'd like to find an Academy Ruins is what I'd like to find, but I'm going to go ahead and... I'm actually just going to Pixis here because we don't need the Abrupt Decay. Land is fine. We'll play the land, have 0 cards in hand, call it a day. So I think we're going to be 1 turn ahead of them where we can actually just kill them. Alright, you have a Slippery Boggle. It's very slippery. Yeah, that's fine with Spider-Man. I don't care. Okay. Yeah, we'll top deck Ancient Stirrings. That's fine. At this point, I'm just basically looking for a Academy Ruins. So that way we can make sure we don't mill ourselves. I have not played a land yet, so I'll grab a Darkslick Shores, we'll any order, and play Darkslick Shores. That'll come in tapped, which doesn't matter. Our opponent's very dead. I'm not sure what they're still doing in this game, but... So once you get a Academy Ruins, it's basically game match. Where they dead, if that's the case. I'll draw this, I will draw this Codex Shredder. They can draw whatever that card was. Again, the only card we care about at this point from our opponent is we don't want to draw this Inquisition. The only card we actually care about from our opponent at this point is something that can actually answer both of our Ensnaring Bridges now, which I don't think they have a card that can do that. So yeah, now that we have 2 Ensnaring Bridges, we should just basically have this. I will Pixis away their fetch land, and unfortunately my Mistress Wobble, because I don't want them to be able, like, you know, fix up their deck. No, stop on upkeep. No, we didn't want to draw the Thoughtseize. Damn it. Thoughtseize myself. Hiya. No. Thoughtseize for no reason. Right, I'm going to put a stop on my upkeep just to make sure I don't do that again. That doesn't matter. Spirit Mantle they can draw. Temple Garden will happily... I can't just mill that because I need to draw. I want to draw this Codex Shredder as well. Codex Shredder is much better than drawing like, you know, like something like garbage or whatever. Some type of garbage. This other lantern doesn't matter. La da 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 da. I don't care if they have Temple Garden though. I don't think they have any form of naturalized main, and anything they would have main would probably be in the form of enchantment, where like they might randomly be able to like an enchant creature deals damage, they can shatter like an artifact or enchantment. They definitely don't have anything like that. My opponent's at 31. Grispoon, okay, they can have that. I'm gonna Codex Shredder myself. I don't want to drop Pithing Needle here. It doesn't do anything really. I don't want to drop Mishra's Bauble. It doesn't do anything really. Another Mishra's Bauble can go to hell. Yeah, Spire of Industry can go to hell. I wish these 4 Codex Shredders would just pair up. Okay, that's an Inventor's Fair. I can draw that. That's fine. Botanical Sun's fine. So I'll probably use Inventor's Fair to go get another Pixis. I'll probably do it at the end of their turn, though. They can have a Rancor. That's fine. I don't care. So I'll likely use Pixis first. I don't want to have... I don't think I can use Pixis first. I think I just have to go dig out... another Pixis. I was thinking like use Pixis so I don't have this land in my deck, but I also just don't want to have to sit there and do that too much. Another Pixis, there we go. Okay. Which way Orb on top? That's a little awkward. I'm fine drawing that. I don't think there's anything they're going to do where they're going to target me, but you never know what could happen. Weirder things have happened in Magic the Gathering, so... I wish Inventor's Fair could just go get... Yeah, I'm watching my card count. At this point, I'm basically trying to just dig to an Academy Runes. Hopefully my opponent gets the fact that we've won, and they don't try to do anything further, but... My opponent can have a Rancor, I don't care. I wish I could target the... I wish I could get rid of these stupid ley lines. Mox Opal can go away. Okay. Clean up, my opponent's got a discard. Dry Liver Void's fine. I don't care if my opponent draws a Daybreak Coronet. I'm just going to take my upkeep stop off at this point. Probably just F6. If we're faster than our opponent, I don't think it matters. So I need to find Academy Runes, but so the more cards we mill from ourselves compared to our opponent, the longer it's going to take for us to Academy Runes and basically lock our opponent out that way and make them mill, which I'm not particularly excited about. So at this point, I'm only trying to use Pixis to get rid of a card in their hand that actually kills us. That actually, like, kills... I mean, at this point, we have, like, 3 Ensnaring Bridge, so it's not really relevant, but... At this point, I literally don't think my opponent has a single out to this lock. But my opponent hasn't scooped because they... I don't know if they realize that. I don't... I should really have paid closer attention to this deck list, honestly. I don't think we have a way main board to kill Leyline. So unfortunately, I can't make this go faster. Oh no. No. Don't pass turn, don't pass turn, don't pass turn. No, stop passing. Yay, I can play this. And it doesn't matter which one I keep. Yes, Academy Rune's on top. My opponent should scoop now, but they might not. So, see what happens. I'll choose Mistress Bauble. It really doesn't matter what I choose. Let's put that on top. So I do need to be quick. Yeah, like we have a Maelstrom Pulse sideboard, but we don't have anything past that, so. I guess at this point we can start Pixising again to speed this up a little bit. We will Pixis. We will Pixis. Play this land. We will blue, colors, cards, put a pile on top, go day. Play a pine needle. Oh my god, this deck sucks. I hate playing this deck at the moment. This is so boring. This is cancerous. This is so bad. How do people do this? This is terrible. Ah! I feel like I'm getting cancer. Not in the good way. I don't know how there's a good way to that, but it's not in the good way. I promise you. It's really not. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is terrible. Alright, let's pick this a couple times. Let's play this Pirate Spellbound. Let's use this to kill a Dryad Arbor. Let's rebuy the Pirate Spellbound. Yeah, if I see them in the Ghost Quarter, I'll just exile it. Not really a big deal. Oh man, this is miserable. This can still be targeted, right? Yeah, I can still be targeted. Okay, cool. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, my opponent doesn't get that they lost. Yay! They got it finally. Maelstrom Pulse, thank you. Please come in. Pyroclasm seems good here. I don't think Pithing Needle is anything worthwhile here. Grafdigger's Cage doesn't really make sense. Nature's Claim's okay. Search is good. Search is good in this matchup, really? I mean, I guess I could see it, but yeah, I guess in like a situation like that where I need to pull up ley lines, it's good at like finding Nature's Claims and whatnot, and Maelstrom Pulse. Collector Brutality seems bad. I need to cut more cards, but I'm not a huge fan of discard, but I think it's fine. I don't think Thoughtseizes are really relevant. Like, Inquisitions are great. Thoughtseizes are okay, but not perfect. They have 3 or 4 Stonies, but okay, I'll bring up. If they have Stonies, I'm bringing Abrupt Decay. Pyroclasm might not matter. Witchbane Orb probably doesn't matter even more, though. So I think I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with a Maelstrom Pulse, a second Abrupt Decay, and a Nature's Claim. Yeah, Search I can definitely get behind, so I like that. Thank you very much, Jadoth. Wow, stream Cancer 6 like this and I get more viewers. That's amazing. Maybe I should stop brewing. I mean, Nature's Claim, Mox Opal, yeah, I'm going to keep this. This is roughly what I'm looking for, so I can kill that right off the bat. Watch, they have a second one, don't they? No, they don't have a second one. Awesome. Okay. Sweet. That's awesome. If this is a Lantern, I would be so happy. It's not a Lantern, of course, because fuck me, right? Codex Shredder. Play a Mox Opal. And as soon as I can hopefully I'll find a Lantern shortly. As soon as I find a Lantern, I can kill that Leyline and we can start the Codex Shredder mill, but Teague. What does Teague stop in our deck? It stops Whir. So we can't tutor with Whir, that's a thing. I don't think it's gonna matter otherwise. Yeah, okay, they have a T. Cool. I have a Pixis. Codex Shredder, that's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and mill them. I can't mill them yet. Should I just nature climb them now and start milling them? Maybe. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and nature claim that now. We're just gonna go ahead and kill it. That's like to be. I'm gonna go ahead and mill them. Oh, we milled a Stony Silence. Yes, blind mill. We got it. Next turn we have enough mana. Oh, we almost have enough mana next turn to use Inventor's Fair to crack for Lantern. My opponent just follows up with a Stony Silence here. That's gonna make me feel like an ass. Yeah, that's another Stony Silence. Damn, that's pretty good. Oh no, Ranker on Gagtig. No. So Ensnaring Bridge is a great top deck here. War is a terrible top deck here. We didn't draw War though, so that's fine. I think I need to get this in. I can't use that mana, so I'm gonna get Dark Slick Shores down now. We want to get our. Oh yeah, that's right. We're not on the point where we can't. We have to play tap mana first. So we're at the point where we're gonna have to use this Inventor's Fair to tutor. So we're gonna have to get Tanks down next turn. Inventor's Fair. Hope we're not dead. Go get a Ensnaring Bridge and play that. Another stone. Ooh. All right, so we're gonna want a top deck. Okay, so top deck here. Maelstrom Pulse would be great because we can kill both these Stony Silences. We can also just kill that Gag-T. We can't kill that Gag-T because of Umber, right? Yeah. So we can kill both Stony Silences. We draw Maelstrom Pulse, which I don't think really does anything, but our opponent has 0 cards in hand, so we're in pretty good shape. Yeah. So Mox Opal doesn't do anything. That's fine. We're not dead yet. Next turn, we can't just Inventor's Fair tutor. If they draw any number of any aura at this point, I think we're just dead. Dried Arbor does change the clock as well. Dried Arbor makes a 2-turn clock. That's not good for us. So we're going to take 6 here, go to 5. So if I don't top deck... So I need to like top deck either Ancient Stirrings or Ensnaring Bridge, and the Ancient Stirrings has to find me Ensnaring Bridge at this point. It's the only way I'm not just dead next turn. Fisher's Bobble doesn't help us. So yeah, we're just dead. We did. Right? Adventure's Fair, Tutor, doesn't find anything relevant that we can cast this turn. Yeah, we're just dead. So we're just going to go ahead and concede. Fudging Stony Silence. I mean, I don't think there's really anything we can really particularly do different. Like, nothing here does any better than what we have currently in the deck. So we're just going to submit again. Yes, we'll play first. We have the ability to almost turn 1 War of Invention 4. We're going to keep this. We can turn 2 War of Invention for a Lantern. My opponent can't have an opening hand leyline this quickly, right? My opponent just has another opening hand leyline. This is just shenanigans. My opponent mulled to 6 and kept, I think. Oh, no, they don't have leyline. That's awesome. So we're going to have at least a turn where we get to... It's a bauble, not an opal. Yeah, we're going to have at least a turn where we get to do this. But next turn we'll play land. Oh, we need opal. I get what you're saying. Okay, yeah, I'm stupid. I'm going to Mistress Bobble my opponent. They have Windswept Teeth on top. I don't care about that. Probably should have bobbled them on my turn, so I could have seen if I want to Codex Shredder him. Come on, opal. No, that's not potatoes. Stop that. So we have one more turn before we can actually... get a Lantern out. So we hit a Stony Silence, and Windswept Teeth we knew about, but we hit a Stony Silence off the blind Codex Shredder, so that's awesome. The next turn we can actually whir for a Lantern and start with Codex Shredder Lantern. Unless my opponent just has Stony Silence in hand and they cast it here. In which case, just get wrecked, nerd. Really? Okay, Card Spirit Dancer is fine. It's usually better to bobble yourself and use Codex Shredder if you don't want it than to bobble them. Yeah, I mean that's fair. I can believe that. Jadoth is smart. I like Jadoth in here. We'll tap one of these. Go get a Lantern. Done. Okay. So we're going to Lantern of Insight, so we have an idea what my opponent's doing. Hyena Unbrum, I don't think we care about. Inquisition we might want in hand. Man. Like, I'd rather my opponent have a Hyena Umbra over... Oh, God. I feel like I have to get rid of that, but I can't really bring myself to do it. My opponent has 5 cards in hand. I'd likely have more... Articles. Alright, I'd rather mill something else, so I'm going to let them draw that Hyena Umbra. You might remember me from Gaming Center. I'm Dylan, moved away a bit ago. Dylan, you moved away a bit ago. Are you tall and have glasses? That might be you. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. But if you are, if that is you, then I do remember you. I do not want them to have Ethereal Armor, so I'm going to mill that before they can possibly play another enchantment and draw it. Like, I could just let them play the enchantment and then do it in response to trigger, but I'd rather not possibly forget, so. So what's up, Heath? We knew my opponent was going to draw. Leyline Sanctity off the top for my opponent. That's unfortunate. Stony Silence is really unfortunate for my opponent to have in hand already. That sucks for us, so we are going to be autonomous. Yeah, I think I remember you, actually. Alright, so I need a Word of Invention or a Snaring Bridge, which we know we don't have on top. So we is in trouble. Inquisition by Kozlak. Rest in Peace I don't think we particularly care about. We'll answer that eventually, it's not a big deal. Ethereal Armor is definitely the biggest problem here. Their hand is really good. I think we might just be dead next turn. Alright, so they can cast all 3 of these cards. They can also cast a Leyline if they want to. Leyline seems irrelevant since they have Stony Silence currently. But they cast their 2 auras. That's +3/+3. That's plus. It's another +4, so that's +7/+3. So we're attacking for 11, putting us to 5. We have Mistress Bauble on top, which doesn't do jack crap for us. We are very dead. I don't care about Rip. Rip can go to hell. Recipes can die. And Spider Umbra actually I think is just enough to kill us, because that's another +1/+1, which is +3/+3. I think they had us, what was the math I just did, 11, right? If it was 11, that'll put it to 14. So we're not just dead if that was correct. Ugh, God, I can't believe we're about to lose to Boggles. This is the second game we lose to Boggles, which means we just lost to Boggles. I'm ashamed of myself. This is terrible. I am not a fan of this deck. Just losing to Stony Silence like that is just like, ugh. That's 11. Their next card gives them 3, so that puts them to 14. So yeah, they can go to a 14, which puts us to 2. We know our top deck is not an Ensnaring Bridge, which means we're just dead. Like, I can't do anything about this. We've drawn too many lands, which is ridiculous because we're an 18-land deck. Sometimes your opponent has the Stony Silence in hand, and you draw the Inquisition of Kozilek the turn after they play it. And your deck is garbage because it's Lantern Control. So, oh my god, what a prick you are, deck. Ensnaring Bridge off the top, and we're dead next turn? Go to hell, deck, I hate you. I don't like this deck. I think this deck's more miserable for me than it is for my opponents. At least we're going through rounds quicker. We might actually finish this league. How are you doing, Aaron? Thank you for stopping by. It's always nice to have someone of your prestige in the chat. Oh, actually, I have quite a few viewers. I have 11 viewers currently right now. That's amazing. Evil Mailman's here as usual. Levi's here. Aaron's here, of course. I don't recognize anyone else. Thank you, everyone else, for stopping by, though. Oh, I hope I face the mirror. It's going to be miserable. I'm on the play. Yay! Hopefully this is the mirror. This hand is garbage. This deck sucks. Mulligan. It's 4:10 a.m. there. What are you still doing up? Are you just staying on this hand would be so good with another land. I think this hand's actually fine with this. I'm going to keep it. We're going to try this. I will love Ancient Strings, but I think I have to put it on bottom because I think I need like another actual mana source. We're going to play Scotic Shredder. I've been doing more napping during the day. Makes sense, especially when you're like jet lagged and stuff. 'Cause, 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 Are you just trying to basically keep to like your normal sleep routine so that way you don't end up off? Arid Mesa? I wonder if this is Burn. If it's Burn, I'm not sure what the hell they're doing. Yay, land! Okay, let's go with an Ancient Stirrings, try to find another artifact. It's not internet. Intentional, I'm just sleeping when I feel like it. No one can tell the Dredge Queen what to do, so I don't blame you at all. It makes sense, Aaron. Alright, so we're going to grab this Pixis. Turns on Mark's Opal, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and Thoughtseize my opponent, see what they got going on over there. Okay, let's Thoughtseize my opponent. Let's see what we're against so we have an idea of what to expect. And next turn we can just jam it in Staring Bridge too. So we are against Burn. So Grim Lavamancer, I think, is what we want to take here. Like, the Boros Charms obviously are good to take, but Grim Lavamancer, if we end up getting, like, I guess it doesn't really matter. We probably want to prevent the most damage possible. So let's take a Boros Charm. We'll trade the 2 life on the Thoughtseize for 4 life on the Boros Charm. If they play Grim Lavamancer, like, we need to find a Witchbane Orb to win this match probably anyway, so I'm not really too worried. Alright, so we know that that's our opponent. I'm going to go ahead and mill them. I'm going to go ahead and Pixis us both right now. Sucks that I don't get to see what Pixis is hitting, but it's fine. I miss you, Aaron. I haven't seen you since Vegas, and it was delightful seeing you in Vegas. How are you enjoying Spain? Has it been fun at all? You give amazing butt grabs. I try to give amazing hugs. The first hug I gave you was a little too strong, if I remember correctly. If I remember correctly, you told me I was way too intense in my hugs. So, spring 3 days straight. I haven't seen the sun. Oh no. An angel like you should see the sun always, Aaron. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I should be Pixis. So, I don't know if anyone has more experience with Lantern than me. Should I Pixis when I need to draw into like my one-of Witchbane Orb? Oh yeah, Gingers and Sun's not a good idea. Unless you want to wear like one of those like weird like fisherman's hats or whatever. But freckles are nice. You know, sun brings out the freckles, and freckles are always good. So there's that. Yeah, I'm not gonna Pixis in the blind anymore. Oh, Piddling Needle's so good right here. We're gonna name this Grim Lavamancer like crazy. Grim Lavamancer is not gonna attack or burn us. It's gonna be great. Hopefully we can find a Witchbane Orb or an Inventor's Fair soon. So I need to be able to make sure I'm out of this crap. I do not want to be in this range at all. Alright, my opponent's going to Grim Lavamancer us, which makes sense since we're about to shut it down. Piddling Needle. Aaron, did you figure out if you're coming to SG Worcester for sure or not yet? Because it'd be great to see you if you do come. If not, obviously I understand. Like, don't feel bad if you can't come for SG Worcester. But Kate and I are like really excited if you can come around. Oh no! I pat my needle. Oh no! I just pat you-glowed my needle. No. No. I'm gonna have to take a screenshot of that. Oh god. No, I just pat you-glowed my the needle. No. Oh god, that's terrible. Alright, come on, Witchbane Orb. Witchbane Orb, yes! There's Inventor's Fair too. Crap, I want them both. Alright, well, they have a turn to kill us, I guess. I can't believe I just did that. So we know my opponent can Skullcrack and Grimace this turn, so we're going to go to 7 at least. Alright, Grimlock is going to hit us. I think we might be dead here, but. Skullcrack puts us a 7. They don't fetch here and bolt us. I think we might be okay. Okay, they're fetching. That's not a good sign. We don't particularly know the rest of the cards in their hand. So at the moment, we're at least at 5, because Grim can put us to 5 for sure. Because I didn't name Grimlockmancer like a human, I named Pivoting like a tool. Okay. So my opponent used the Skullcrack. There's the mountain we knew about. Grimlockmancer does 2 to us, that's 5. Come on. Yeah, that's 3. We need one more burn spell. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, that Pithing Needle's killed us. Come on. Oh, fudgicles. Oh, that's obnoxious. I'm an idiot. I'm gonna bring in Nature's Claim, gain us some life if we need to kill our own thing. I'm gonna bring the 2 Leyline of Sanctities. Collective Brutality seems really good here as well. I don't think I particularly care about the Abrupt Decay. They do have whites they could have Stony Silence, so I'm gonna bring in the Abrupt Decay to be safe. We do have the Nature's Claim as well. Generally, I don't think Pithing Needle is going to be good here. So I'm going to drop those. Let's see. Thought Seizes I can probably drop. So Thought Seize basically trades 2 damage for basically trades the 3 damage you would take from a bolt for 2 damage from Thought Seize. But in general, I don't particularly like the life loss, so we're going to go ahead and spit that. Tezzeret could be correct to bring in, just because even if you get a turn to just take them up once and then immediately minus them, you can get some life back. But I think that we're okay here. This hand has everything we want. We have 2 lands, a 3rd mana at the very least, and a Witchbane Orb. We're going to keep this. We can actually, if we get another artifact, we can actually chain these Mox Opals into a 3rd, into a turn 2 Witchbane Orb, which would be sweet. Well, I'm very excited for you. If you can come out, Aaron, I'm very excited. If not, that's cool. Okay, there's our mana for that Witchbane Orb we're trying to play. We need to be careful, because if they brought in Smash Smithereens, Witchbane Orb's a great target for that. And they probably did bring in Smash Smithereens, because they probably want to be able to kill us, kill our lock pieces. It's a bolt. So I'd love to find an Academy Runes, because that can definitely help. Still need another artifact in play to make this Mox Opal live. So I'm still an artifact off from getting the Witchbane Orb play, which is unfortunate. So we're going to Inquisition our opponent. We'll take 1 from that, but we'll be able to take like a Smash Smithereens that they have, which, yeah, Destructive Ravelry as well. The fact they fetched Stomping Ground, the fact they had fetched Stomping Ground and then played a Sacred Foundry means they probably have like a Destructive Ravelry. They were Destructive Revelry my Mox Opal here, that'd be amazing. Because I can just play my 2nd Mox Opal and we don't really lose anything. If they had Destructive Revelry my Pirate Spellbomb just to get value out of it, then it's a little unfortunate, but. Tarkar's Command, 3 damage. You can put a land card from your hand on the battlefield. Okay. Okay. They're going to bolt us as well, I'm assuming. Nope, they played it not tapped. So they don't have a Shatter effect already. We have the mana to kill a Swiftspear when they play it, so I'm probably just going to take the Helix here. Because they could Swiftspear and Helix. They can also Swiftspear and, like, I just don't want them to gain 3 life. Not that's particularly relevant, but it could end up being relevant. So this is what we know my opponent has. They played land, so we know my opponent still has this. There's a Swift Spear. So they can Skullcrack and Light of Spike if they want to try and get full value out of their Swift Spear prowess at the moment. They might hold back the Skullcrack, expecting us to have something to gain life. I mean, I'm going to be killing this Swift Spear here regardless of what they do, so it doesn't really matter. They're left with 1 card in hand at the moment. I really want to get my lock on at this point. No, this isn't Legacy, unfortunately. I mean, we can at least force them to use the Skullcrack here. I need another actual artifact that's not Mox Opal. 4 Mox Opals is why I hated Paradoxical Storm in Vintage. Having multiple Mox Opals is the worst feeling in the world. So, I mean, Anthony, I'm doing the February is going to be the miserable decks of Magic. We're going to try and find the most miserable deck in Magic. This is my first step. I'm going to go ahead and just draw a card with this Pirate Spellbomb. Oh, yes, it didn't matter. We got to play a Mishra's Bubble. So we still get to replace that, which is nice. I guess if I'd waited a turn, though, I would have been able to just do that anyway. Dismiss that, because we know they use that. Okay. Really need to play this Witchbane Orb. No! Let their hand go into 2 drops. They can't. Oh, burn up once. I need to draw another artifact or land. This is ridiculous. I'm running like a 20 artifact deck. Just 1 effing artifact. If I can draw a land or artifact here and a land that doesn't enter tap next turn, I can shut that Riftbolt down. That enters tapped! Oh, blow me, deck! This is ridiculous! So if my opponent top decks Bolt, we're just dead here. I don't know how my opponent has 1 card in hand. Didn't they top deck? That doesn't make sense. They top deck Riftbolt last turn, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh well. I don't know what my opponent's doing. They have 2 cards in hand. They haven't killed us yet. So, assuming they think we can just get them, but we can't. So, not sure what my opponent's doing. I am getting very punished for playing Modern. That is correct. Can you just kill me, please? If you're going to kill me, just kill me. Good job! You killed me. Awesome. Like, come on. You could have just done that anyways. Burn players are douchebags. That's you, Levi. You're a burn player. That was the dumbest slow play I've seen, like slow kill I've ever seen ever. There was no reason not to cast that Destructive Revelry. I could not sacrifice my stupid Mox Opal. That was ridiculous. Yes, I'm still here. I love you, Levi. But burn players, ridiculous. I guess like I did have Abrupticated hand, so I guess I could have Abrupticated in response to the stupid Destructive Revelry. So that was relevant, but ugh, Jesus. I didn't say gingers were stupid, Grim Lavamancer. I wouldn't, Connor. Aaron's in my chat anyways. I love gingers. Even though I think, you know, gingers have no soul. Still love you, Aaron. This hand seems real bad. We're gonna mulligan it. So we are 1 and 3. And I am absolutely convinced that this deck sucks. I am not a fan of this deck so far. I think this hand's fine. Could definitely be better, but this hand's fine, I think. We can turn 1 Thoughtseize our opponent. Mishra's Bubble means we can actually turn 1 Opal, Bubble, Spire, Pixis, Lantern. We're against Burn again. Nope, Faceless Looting, so we're against the Hollowed One deck, I think. So this is awkward. If I remember correctly, Lantern knocked out the Hollowed One deck, though, so we should be in good shape. Flame Wave Phoenix, yeah, this is definitely the Hollowed One deck. You are undefeated against me, actually. And it's when I'm on Death and Taxes, which is a deck I generally do very well with. Opponent's Goblin Lore on top. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and mill that away. We do not want my opponent to have that. I would love to have this Quiver Void, but we do not want our opponent to have Goblin Lore. Another Blood Gas is perfectly fine at the moment. We have plenty of artifacts. Yep. Can you use Mishra's Bauble? I don't think it's relevant here. Probably use it on their turn, I guess. I like Phoenix. That's crap too. Okay. So I drew a Flame Lake Phoenix and a Flame Lake Adept. Okay. Huh. Aaron, I love the stream, but I can't watch you do this to yourself, Nick. I appreciate that, because I can't watch somebody do this to myself either. This is miserable. Here comes Blood Gas. That was a very delayed trigger. Good job, MTGO. Have a good night, Anthony. Thank you for stopping by. If you're watching the Super Bowl, I hope you enjoy it, or enjoyed it. I don't know if it's still going. I've been doing this for a while now. Going a little bit insane at the moment. Flame Blade Adept is what I'm trying to say, which I apparently can't say. Why do people like my stream? I don't understand this. What's wrong with you people? I'm going to try and draw an extra card on my turn so I can hopefully draw into something relevant. No, nothing relevant. Okay. I'm going to start with the Inquisition on my opponent, see what they got going. I'm going to take the Goblin Lore, and then I'm going to Thoughtseize my opponent, take the Tasker, because I don't want them to have that either. Oh, the Flame Adept got buffed because of that, yeah. Okay, we'll get rid of that Tasker. We will get this Lantern of Insight in play. They can have the Bloodstained Mire, I don't care. I don't particularly want my own Pithing Needle, so we're probably going to Pix this anyway. But we want to Pix something more relevant than a Bloodstained Mire. Burning Inquiry is a decent start. We're going to take 5 this turn. We need to draw into a Whir at this point. So if we can draw into a Whir, if we can draw into Ensnaring Bridge, we're in really good shape. But that's pretty much where we are currently against this deck. We're going 2.5 hours. This deck is so slow. This is miserable. I think I found the most miserable deck in Magic, honestly. I'm pretty happy with suggesting this is the most miserable deck in Magic. Yeah, I'll take 5. That's fine. It's not fine, but I kind of have no choice. Pixis here. There we go. My opponent has another Burning Inquiry on top. There's an Ensnaring Bridge. I should really learn to have an upkeep stop. I'm going to put an upkeep stop now on both players' turns. It's going to obviously slow me down a bit, but it's something I think I have to do because I keep doing this. Where I could just have an Ensnaring Bridge and then I don't have an Ensnaring Bridge because I didn't put an upkeep stop. Obviously, I can't use Pixis here or Burning Inquiry, which is fine. Oh, no, it isn't. Oh, they have Burning Inquiry. I can't let them have that because then they can make me discard my Ensnaring Bridge. So we're going to have to make them shuffle. I just realized that that's not an okay thing to do. Burning Inquiry, each player draws 3 cards, then discards 3 cards at random. I would draw my Ensnaring Bridge, draw 2 additional cards, and discard all 3. So I can't let them have that. They can have the Flame Blade Adept because that won't matter once I have Bridge in play, but. Another Burning Inquiry? Oh, no, that's... Yeah, that's another Burning Inquiry on top of their deck. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, you don't get Burning Inquiry. That's not going to happen. Even if I have to use 2 lanterns, that's fine. We're going to keep you off Burning Inquiry. My opponent ends up with another Burning Inquiry on top. I'm going to be so pissed. Okay, good, they didn't. Alright, so my opponent's drawing a Scalding Tarn. They do have a 5th sitting in their graveyard. Hopefully we don't end up with an awkward situation where my opponent's Faithless Looting draws them into a Burning Inquiry, and they have... Alright, what do they draw? Street Wraith, Bloodstained... Okay, that's fine. They can have all 3 of those cards. I don't care. Oh, they can Street Wraith... They can Street Wraith into their stupid Burning Inquiry to make me mill this goddamn Ensnaring Bridge. This is such garbage. So if they try to cycle Street Wraith, I'm just going to planter them again, apparently. Oh, man. This is such garbage. I'm so tired of this game. I've used 2 lanterns to make them shuffle away Burning Inquiries. This This is ridiculous. They might not see it. Yeah, they might not see it. That's true. Well, I guess they can't use Burning Query this turn actually because they've so they have Street Wraith. Was it Street Wraith, Tasker, or Scalding Tarn in hand? So if they discard Tasker or Scalding Tarn, they can't Street Wraith to draw a Burning Query and then cast it off Scalding Tarn because they won't have the mana for it. So that we're actually in good shape. We don't have to Lantern or Pixis here. We can draw the Ensnaring Bridge. They will discard 2 cards here, so their Flameblade Adept is going to be a 3/2. So we are going to take 7 here, which means if they do have burn in their deck, we're going to take some burn damage. I don't think they do, though, so we should be all set. At this point, once we resolve Ensnaring Bridge, we just win. What's going on here? What did they discard? So they used Faith Suiting to discard. Oh, there was a flashback Faith Suiting. Okay, that's how they have the Faith Suiting Scalding Tarn in their graveyard. Flashback Faith Suiting would be on top because it got exiled from flashback. So it's Faith Suiting, Street Wraith, Scalding Tarn is what they had in hand. Okay, so they're going to attack me for 7 here. We jam Ensnaring Bridge next turn, and I think we just win. I don't think they can come back from that, but almost positive main board they don't have any way to beat Ensnaring Bridge, right? Make Phoenix doesn't deal any damage directly. There's a chance Tassiger could, so they're going to deal 8 to me. Okay, cool, whatever. You still can't beat me through this Ensnaring Bridge, so I'm not sure what you're going for, opponent. Okay. Gurmag Angler? That seems like a good card to exile. Not that it matters. They can have a Gurmag Angler. So we know they have Burning Inquiry in hand because they Street Wraith cycled to draw it. I'm just gonna Pixis. I'm gonna Pixis my Wooded Foothills on my upkeep. I also don't want to draw my Dark Side Shores, so Adventure Shore is a fine draw. I'm good with that. My opponent's smart. They scoop here. If they want to waste time and fuck around for whatever reason, they don't scoop here. Collector Brutality can put me to 2. Okay, so my opponent has Collector Brutality, so that's good to know. Because that's something my opponent can actually do to kill us if they have 2 of these. They have Burning Query in hand. I don't know if they Collector Brutality. I think they can just drain. They can't really do anything else. So I guess they can discard the Burning Query if they really want to escalate, but it's not relevant currently. Well, the Bloodghast is fine. They can have that. I don't care. So yeah, Collector Brutality here. Well, Adventure Story is going to start gaining us life anyway, so Collector Brutality is not really going to get them anywhere. I'm just going to F6. We don't care about what they do in their turn. Alright, Adventure Story gains us life. We're going to draw River Tears, which is fine. I'm fine with more mana. I want to make sure that every card I top deck I can actually cast. I don't want... Okay, my opponent scooped. That's smart. Cage we want, because they have Bloodghast. They're going to have Hollowed Ones. I'm tempted to have... I definitely want Maelstrom Pulse. I'm tempted to have Ancient Grudge, because that can handle 2 Hollowed Ones. I don't think I care about Collector Brutality. Pyroclasm seems okay, just because of the way their deck's built, but I don't really think I want Pyroclasm. Pithing Needle I don't think is going to be relevant here. Abrupt Decay, I'm not huge on spot removal here, so I'm going to drop an Abrupt Decay. It doesn't answer Hauled Ones or Gurmag Anglers or whatever, and it also, like, we don't care about their Bloodghast so much. They're going to keep coming back from fetch lands and whatnot anyway, and lands and whatnot, so I think I'm going to run it back like this. Wishbane Orb I think was a little loose, but I think it's fine. Let's see here. I like the Inquisitions to shut down things like Goblin War. I like the Thoughtseize to shut down things like Hollow Ones. I'm going to go to the bathroom really quick. Sorry, it's been a longer stream than usual. It's been miserable, so I'll be right back. Oh, God. Oh. Alrighty, I am back. Jar. Not sure even by that welding jar. Oh, in case I have like I can see welding jar. It helps with like it can help with getting our Mox Opals online. It can also help us if they have stuff like Ancient Grudge or Shattering Spree or Shatterstone or whatever. I don't really know what that deck runs. If we won't get up to 7. I'm gonna keep this so we can turn 1 Thoughtseize our opponent. Hello, Aloran. How are you doing? Not familiar with you, but I appreciate you stopping by the stream. Our opponent was like Faithling, Shreegates, just like 2 or 3 hollowed ones. I'm just gonna like poop myself probably. So if y'all want to see me poop myself, that might happen. I'm okay. We're against Black Red Hollow one, which is interesting. I think they're on Hollowed one at least. We didn't see any Hollowed ones. We saw some Blood Gas, Flame Blade Adept, and a Gurbag Angler. Out of them, we saw Goblin Lore, Faith Looting, Burning Query. So I'm assuming they're on Hollowed one. Alright, Burning Query could make this keepable hand into a mulligan, so hopefully we're not just screwed here, but this hand's actually, how did we, so we found all 3 Thoughtseize already. They got rid of our Mentor Aspire Industry and our A Thoughtseize. So now they're using a Street Wraith. I'm assuming, okay, here's an A Hauled one. Mono Blue Tron is available for less than $200. That's pretty good. I bought 12 posts in Legacy for less than $200. When you can get like Tabernacle, Pendulum Veil, and all that, it feels real good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and Thoughtseize my opponent. If they just have Goblin Wars. Crap. I was gonna say if they had like a Gurbag Angler, I'd want to take that. The fact they have a couple Goblin Wars is really unfortunate. So basically, it's gonna force us like on another mulligan. We're gonna go ahead and play a couple Mistress Bubbles out, and then pass turn. It's practically a tier 1 deck and buffer. So my personal thoughts on Mono Blue Tron is that it's not a tier 1 deck even remotely. So Mono Blue Tron's obviously like it's got the strengths of Tron. Like you get to play some very powerful things. I don't think it's particularly a good deck in the Mono Blue variant, but I mean obviously it's still Tron. Like Tron's very powerful. You can turn through a car and you can turn through a worm coil. You can, all that. So I mean it's still fine. I'm not gonna say that like it's the worst deck that ever came out of Magic. So I probably should have Mistress Bubbled on my opponent's turn so we draw some extra cards. Because we have a War of Invention on top of our library, but we can't draw it yet, and I want to draw some lands at this point. It'd be nice if we could Codex Shredder and have Lantern in play. It's definitely turn 1 viable. Yeah, I mean, it's still, like you said, it's still Tron. Like, it still has high impact in any turn it's in. Like, it's still going to be like, here's a turn 3 card, and answer it. Here's a turn 3 Wormcoil, answer it. Oh, you're not on Path Exile, you die. It's fine. And it has like some control element where it also can like, tempo its opponent out a bit. Well, I'm gonna make a couple land drops. I'll use Condescend here, I'll use a Remand here, whatever, So it's fine. I'm not gonna like sit there and say your deck sucks at all, because as much as I don't like Tron, it's still a fine deck. I was always into like, so I played like Mono Green Post and Legacy for a while. So I played like Mono Green Post and Modern for a bit. So I'm more into like the Mono Green, like let's ramp hard and get there. So it's just like Blue Tron really wasn't my style, which could have also been the problem. All right, we're taking, what is it, 6 here? Flaming Phoenix only a 2/2. Okay, that's not really that impressive, right? Yeah, that's not impressive. Okay, so we're taking 6. We're at 8. So we have at least 2 more. They have a bolt on top, so we need to get rid of that bolt. So we know bolts on top. They have a Blood Gas in hand we saw earlier off of Thoughtseize. So counterspells are Remand, Repeal, especially. See, like, Repeal is, like, amazing in that deck, honestly. I mean, you can make a bunch of mana and you can repeal, like, you just get to, like, do so much. It's kind of gross. Okay. Okay. So I'm not sure if we can win at this point. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we are very dead. Appreciate that Word of Invention to be followed by like another artifact mana plus Ensnaring Bridge. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and run this back as is. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and run this back as is. Yeah, Malbutron basically substitutes eggs for counter spells and defensive spells that cantrip or scry. It's like Malbutron does what Green Red Tron does, except it does it so it keeps your opponent off the board rather than like just using a what is it? What's that 2 and red green splice spell that deals either is it 2 damage to each creature without flying, or 2 damage to each creature with flying, depending if you spent red or green on it. I don't remember what it's called, honestly. Fire Spouts, thank you, Levi. Yeah. It's like rather than run Fire Spouts, you're running things that, like Repeal that bounces a thing, and then like, Condescend to counter all the way back down or whatever. Everything cantrips, which is great. I would love to play first. So like one of the reasons I love the mono green Tron compared to the green red or blue is because like the mono green runs Explorer, so you can go like Tron Piece, or you can go like Forest, Ancient Stirrings, Tron Piece, Explore, play a second Tron Piece, and then Tron Piece Ugin, and I feel like that's better than turn 3 Karn. I mean, obviously like a turn. Obviously, a turn 3 Karn can beat a turn 3 Ugin because Karn just exiles Ugin. But I've always liked Ugin better than Karn and not the mirror match. So that's personally what I liked. Notion Thief would be disgusting against this Hollow One deck. You cast Spread Inquiry, I'll draw 6 and discard 3 at random all day. That's fine. You cast Faithful Suiting, I'll draw 2, you discard 2. That's great. Notion Thief would be insane right now in this against this deck. So this turn we'll have our Lantern Codex Shredder combo online. We'll also be able to Thought Seize them, which is great. We'll also have another Codex Shredder on deck, which is awesome. We have Ensnaring Bridge, which is really good. We're going to Thought Seize them, see if they have any type of artifact interaction. They don't. So I'm going to get rid of this Faithful Suiting so they can't just draw into it. And then I think we're fine making them mill that Flamewake Phoenix. I guess I can't really get that in play right now anyway, so we're actually fine with them having Flamewake Phoenix on top. So we're going to go ahead and pass turn. We'll see what they draw into. Street Wraith we're fine milling because that'll pump their Flamewake Adepts and help them play around our Codex Shredders a bit. As long as we can draw another land, like this turn we obviously aren't casting Ensnaring Bridge, but we're drawing it, and the next turn we get to get lands, so that's cool. Because 2 mana odds cost our friction red mana. What is that again? It's Molten Steel Dragon? Yeah, Molten Steel Dragon's pretty good. Molten Steel Dragon's kind of like an old style of Protector. What? Sorry, I got a message real quick. Alright, so we're going to take 1 from this Flamewake Adept, which is fine. We're going to Codex Shredder away that Street Wraith so they can't pump their Flameblade Adepts because it is going to take us a turn or 2 to get these Ensnaring Bridges online. My opponent does have a fetch land in hand, so we probably this turn we're going to play Codex Shredder and Ancient Stirrings to hopefully get another land or Mox Opal. Maelstrom Pulse is great right now, but I need another land to cast it, unfortunately. So we're going to have to, unfortunately, Ancient Stirrings past that. Botanical Sanctum will be great. We want the Botanical Sanctum. All the rest of those cards are obviously awesome, but we kind of need to get some stuff online. So I'm going to go ahead and play this Codex Shredder here, and we're going to play another Thought Seize. We're going to get rid of one of my opponent's Hollowed Ones. We don't want that coming down. It could be correct to get rid of Blood. No, Bloodghast is absolutely incorrect to get rid of, because they can just immediately play land and get it back. So we're going to get rid of the Hollowed One to make sure they can't just randomly... so that's the Bloodstained Mire they played already. So this is what they have in hand now. Okay. Looks like I have a new follower. I want to say, I want everyone to thank, uh, I'm so sorry I'm about to butcher this. D. Lassier? D. Lassier, thank you very much for following me on Twitch. I appreciate it. Alright. So right now we're fighting for a 2-3 record, unfortunately. What? You say kitty? Was my cat in the background? Which weird. Usually my cat likes to just jump in my lap, so. Another alternative is barricade breaker. It's barricade breaker. Alright, so I'm going to cut my opponent now. So they can't get this hollow into play yet. So I'm going to let them draw that. If they want to fetch it away, that's fine. Yeah, they're fetching it away. Burning Inquiry, I'm happy to Codex Shredder that. Because again, I don't want to lose my Ensnaring Bridge, and I don't want their Flame Blade Adepts to get huge. They can draw the Grim Lavamancer, so that's perfectly fine. Yeah, so right now they have Grim Lavamancer, Flaming Phoenix, Bloodghast, Swamp. We're in good shape at the moment. Turn back for 1 second. Oh, Juggernaut, yeah, okay. That's interesting. Oh, you know what I just realized? So I actually forgot I have MTGO bot set up, so I can actually, we could actually have figured that out on our own. So my opponent just drew Lightning Bolt. What else got revealed? Wooded Foothills Lightning Bolt, I'm assuming. My opponent just drew Wooded Foothills Lightning Bolt. They now have Ancient Grudge on top, so that's something we're going to have to play around because this Ensnaring Bridge is not going to be enough to take care of that. I'm probably going to have to Lantern that away, which kind of sucks because I'm going to be in the dark. Is what my opponent's doing. What did my opponent discard? They discarded the Flame Link and the Bloodghast. Their Flame Blade Adepts are going to be X4s. So they can. Do they play land this turn? They played a Swamp this turn, so they can't just play a land, get back the Bloodghast, and then immediately trigger their Flame Link Phoenix. So we know they have Wooded Foothills. I don't know if they have Swamp anymore. The hell did my opponent draw that turn? Cast Faith Swing from Graveyard, draws 2 cards. Why didn't it reveal both cards? So I knew they had Lightning Bolt, but I don't know what else they had. Was it the Wooded Foothills? MTGO just is not clear at all. It sucks. Alright, so I think here I have to just Lantern my opponent to make them shuffle that Ancient Grudge, unfortunately. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I mean, so frustrated right now. I'm going to Ancient Stirrings real quick. Pixis is great. We'll get the Pixis. We'll just exile the Ancient Grudge, call it a day. I would like to play the Ensnaring Bridge to get my opponent not to have Ancient Grudge. My opponent's Goblin War now. Are you fucking kidding me? I just don't want my opponent to be able to flashback Ancient Grudge otherwise. They have a green source, so they could do that. My opponent can draw the Wood Flails, I don't care. Ancient Grudge we don't need off the top, so on my upkeep I'm probably going to Pixis. Well, it's playing a land, getting Bloodghast back. I really have no idea what my opponent has in hand. My opponent has at least a Grim Lavamancer in hand, I think. My opponent's Bloodghast has haste, so we're taking 2, 3, 4 at the moment. They don't have any more Faith Swings left they can flash back, so it's just 4. Yeah, okay. You may have 1 Grim Lavamancer, you may not have 2. So I'm going to want to find a Pithing Needle for this Grim Lavamancer. You can already play Ensnaring Bridge to at least keep the rest of those back, but we're still taking 2 a turn from Grim Lavamancer, and that will add up. Yeah, I think I'm fine Pixising here, because I don't want to draw this Ancient Grudge particularly. Mox Opals. Okay, I guess. I think, yeah, Mox Opal's okay. The extra mana's fine. Pixis is going to be good when I draw that. If I can guess this freaking Grimlock Monster. We're going to get this Ensnaring Bridge out there. My opponent just... I'm not 100% positive we know all the cards in my opponent's hand. So I think I would just use the Dragon, honestly. We're talking about Mono Blue Tron. I mean, Mono Blue Tron, I wouldn't use any of those personally. I'd probably just end up being on. I mean, I'm probably just looking to play like Wormcoil Engine, Steel Hellkite on a budget. Oh, probably just the Dragon then. Honestly, Dragon's just good. See if my opponent fetches our end step to try and get a different card on top of the library. There's another Blood Gas, so I'm fine with Codex Shredder then. That was stupid. Codex Shredding and Blood Gas is kind of dumb. Street Wraith doesn't matter. They can have the Street Wraith. I mean, I guess on a budget, Barricade Breaker is probably what I'm going for in that deck. I think Steel Hellkite's pretty cheap, though, so I might just go for Steel Hellkite, honestly. You're gonna bolt me? Okay. And Grimlock Monster kills me. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, we're just dead here. Is this game 2 or 3? It looks like game 2 given the times, but see if it's game 3 or not. Nope, that was game 3, so we are dead. We went 1 and 4. I maintain, as I always have, that Lantern Control is just a shit deck. Obviously, I didn't play it perfectly, and obviously, in the hands of a pro player, it's much better. This deck feels like it's probably really good against humans. If you can whir into Witchbane, it's probably really good against Burn. I don't. Lantern's just not my style. Steel Hellkite. I did. I'm surprised. That first match going like... So, the one match I won went an hour and 2 minutes or whatever, and every other match took like 2 hours, 2.5 hours in total. That was horrible. That deck. So this is Lantern Control. This deck is miserable. I think this deck's miserable for both players. When you can't get your lock in early, or you're stuck on like land, like multiple Mox Opals, and just can't get another artifact in play, this deck is just miserable for you. This deck is more miserable to play than Stacks, in my opinion. The games we won where our opponents kind of like scooped, it was obviously very miserable for them. This might be the most miserable deck in Magic. Like, I'm going to still play other decks this month, and they're going to be miserable decks like Armageddon Stacks and Shops and things of that nature, like Pox and whatnot. But I think this might be the most miserable deck in Magic because it's miserable for the person piling it, and it's miserable for the person playing against it. This deck is very impressively miserable. So, personally, I don't like the sideboard for what the pro player did. Obviously, the Pro Tour, what was his name? Luis something? I'm sorry, I forget his name. Let's see. Yeah. It was like Luis something, Salvatore, I think. Obviously, this deck worked very well in the configuration currently for that person. I found I was trying to play around too many Ancient Grudges because Ancient Grudge is very relevant. It could be the meta because a lot of the meta was like... So, like, I think the Mardu Pyromancer deck should beat this deck. I'm assuming they have stuff like Ancient Grudge. They have Cold Gun's Command. They have Collective Brutality. They have a lot of ways to interact with like what Lantern's trying to do. And then all the 1/1 tokens can get on a Ensnaring Bridge fairly easily. I think the fact that this deck played against the... I think it was like Control deck. I think that's why it did so well. And then, like, Blue-White, the 5-color Humans deck seems like a good matchup for this deck. I don't think Lantern's particularly a good deck, personally. I don't think it's Tier 1. I think that pro player playing it very skillfully probably helped a lot. I think that the fact that I think that a lot of the matchups that they played against are probably very good as well. Humans is probably a good matchup in my opinion. I didn't play against any humans tonight. Burn was, unfortunately, I didn't find land. I got super mana flooded one game and then I didn't find land the other game. So that happens. A little bit of variance. This deck seems like it's more variance. Like, you need to top deck very well with this deck. Like, if you top deck like 4 lands, you're probably dead. Unless you already have the lock. If you top deck like Mox Opal for your mana and you don't have any additional mana, like, that feels miserable. I'm not a huge fan of this deck personally. I know it just won the Pro Tour, but I don't like it. It's not my style. I would definitely absolutely 100% change this deck around a bit. I definitely want some number of surgical extraction. Instead of Tezzeret, I think I want Giraport Aether Grid, I think it's called, the 2 and a red enchantment. You can tap 2 artifacts to deal 1 damage to target creature or player. I think that card would be a much better alternate win condition and alternate way to control the board. So those are 2 different options I would want instead of Tezzeret. I don't know. 2 Leyline Sanctity is probably fine, but I think there's got to be something better than Leyline Sanctity for Burn and Storm. Like, you already have 7 discard spells Bane. It has like the Abrupt Decays for like the creatures against Storm. It has a Collective Brutality for another discard spell. I don't think I like the Leyline Sanctities particularly. I suppose like if you're really trying to hedge towards Burn, like they're fine, but like 2 Leyline Sanctities, I would rather have more Collective Brutality. 2 Tezzerets, I'd rather have 2 Surgicals. I would love to have a Crucible somewhere in here. There was one game where I got my Academy Runes against Blue Eye Control, it got Spreading Seized, and then it got Field of Ruined, which meant that against Blue Eye Control, I pretty much couldn't win particularly. Like, I had the ability to. So I had one person in chat. I think it was. I don't remember who it was. I'm so sorry for this. Someone in chat had reminded me that Codex Shredder can rebuy a card. It was Ketsusi. So Ketsusi reminded me that I can use Codex Shredder to rebuy a card, so I can rebuy an Abrupt Decay to kill their Gideon after I've milled them out. So like that was relevant, but like against Blue Eye Control, like I want a Crucible in here so I can rebuy Academy Runes, I can rebuy like Inventor's Fair. If we're running 4 War of Inventions, I feel like we can cut one of these Ensnaring Bridges. I'm assuming the Witchbane Orb was probably because this pilot was expecting, with so much discard and the Witchbane Orb, I'm assuming this person was expecting a lot of Gift Storm, which didn't end up happening. It was a lot of humans, which I'm assuming was as a result of the fact everyone was expecting a lot of Gift Storm. The one on Grafdigger's Cage is probably fine, but I would probably swap out the Grafdigger's Cage main board for something else. Let me check that out, Jarn Magic. So I'm always willing to help out with brews and whatnot people are working on. I'm also willing to feature a brew by someone else. I don't see what... I don't know if this link is 100% correct, but I can't seem to find a deck. So if you can copy the paste link again out of your search bar, that would be appreciated. And I would happily pull up and show people what we're talking about. It's like I don't think this Grafdigger's Cage on the main board is really that necessary. I don't think this Witchbane Orb is probably really that necessary. This is probably too much discard main board. I mean, this deck seems like it was tuned to a very specific meta, and I don't think in general if you play this at a GP, if you play this at like an SCG Open, I don't think in general if you play this at like your LGS, I honestly don't think that this this 75 is really that good for your average tournament. The Pro Tour, the 75 seems fine. Like, given the numbers of the Pro Tour, like all the blue-white humans, the 5-color humans. What else was a high number? Like blue-white control. I don't know if this deck is particularly. This deck seems fine against blue-white control, but with spreading season and whatnot, this deck seems like it might be a little bit rough against blue-white control. So I feel like I would probably change the 75 around a lot to account for a lot of those matchups. Like against blue-white control, I'd probably want some number of Ghost Quarters and definitely Crucible in here. For War of Invention were like key all night. Like there was so many matchups where I was like, can I just draw War? Can I just draw War? And when I did draw War, I generally I generally, if I was behind, I almost caught up and maybe lost still, but I almost caught up and locked down the game. War of Invention was insane. Um, I think 2 abrupt case can just be in the sideboard. I don't think you need 2 in the main. I don't think you need 1 main, 1 side. I think that split's a little silly. Pyroclasm, I think it'd probably just be Anger of the Gods. I don't see any reason why you need to save the mana on it. I guess since you're on so many like Botanical Sanctum, Darkslick Shores, like you're on like only 8, really 8, and then 4 red sources if you include like Mox Opals for your mana sources. And again, Mox Opals you can't particularly rely on because you need 3 artifacts. I don't know if Anger of the Gods is just the double red's too greedy. I would like to see some number of Anger Gods in the sideboard over Pyroclasm. Um, Ancient Grudge seemed fine, though I never really particularly wanted it. For the mirror, I think Ancient Grudge is perfectly okay. The Search for Azcanta could have been relevant, but I never really particularly had a situation where it mattered or was relevant. So Search for Azcanta is like, as much as I love that card, I don't think that this is the deck for it, as weird as that is to say. Nature's Claim is probably fine. Like, it was never better than our Abrupt Decay or Maelstrom Pulse, really. Like, Nature's Claim was able to hit a Leyline Sanctity, and then we just died to a Stony Silence, so hitting the Leyline Sanctity might have been a little too much, but probably should just hit the Stony Silence. Alora on MTG, thank you for following me on Twitch. I appreciate it. But yeah, there's a few changes I'll make to this deck. I don't think in your average tournament this deck list is really optimized, but I think for the Pro Tour, this deck was perfectly fine. Like, these Tezzerets just seemed awkward. These Leylines were kind of awkward. This Ancient Grudge was okay, but not great. This Pyroclasm okay, but not great. Abrupt Decay was fine, but I think that they could be the sideboard. I want some number of Surgicals. I want some additional Collective Brutality. I don't think we need 7 discard spells main board. I think I'd rather main board these 2 Welding Jars and actually sideboard like 3 Thoughtseize, or like I think I'd rather run like 4 Thoughtseize main board, sideboard 3 Inquisition of Kozilek, main board the 2 Welding Jars. Personally, maybe even main board the 3rd Pithing Needle, or main board the like 8 Collective Brutality. I don't think that like 7 discard spells main board is really relevant. Like I said, I think like expecting a lot of Gift Storm is kind of why this ended up happening. Why this deck list is the way it is with the Witchbane Orb, the Grafdigger's Cage, 7 discard spells, and whatnot. Let's see. Updating the deck to the public Bajarni Magic. Updating the deck to public shouldn't take any time. It should be good. I'm able to look at your deck list now. So what I'm looking at is roughly red-green Scape Shift. BF Faith. Oh, Splendid Reclamation Scape Shift. Okay. That's fun. You have Amulet of Vigor. I like that. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I don't know if you need 4 Amulet of Vigor in your deck. I might opt 1 or 2 of those out for something else. Pact Negation seems fine for forcing through your combo, but it might still be kind of loose. I think that Pact Negation should probably just become either more Explorers or some number of Scar Tribuilder. Turn 3 you can win. I mean, Titan Shift can still win turn 3 as well, so that's my only thing about that. Turn 3 you can win. How do you... Oh, because you use Explorer to make your extra land drop. 4 mana. Hey, take it easy, Levi. I'll be signing off shortly anyway, so you won't really miss anything. So turn 3 you can win with this deck. All right, I'm gonna pull this deck up. I hope you. Do you mind if I pull this deck out and put it on the main screen? I've already talked about Lantern. I'm done with this deck. This deck is dead to me now. I'm perfectly okay with not running that deck ever again. Do you mind if I pull this deck out on the screen so we can talk about it? You're good with it? Okay. I just want to make sure. Alright, so let's... Ugh, God. Windows 10 is so funky when you're switching between screens for me. Alright, so this is a deck that's been submitted by one of the viewers currently. So this is a Valakut deck that also runs... that runs off Scape Shift and Splendid Reclamation, which is interesting. Make some improvements, that would be awesome. Yeah, let's talk about this deck real quick. So, we went 1-4 in the league. We're gonna leave that behind us now. Um, so you have 27 lands, which I think might be a little bit light for what you're trying. With 4 Faithless Looting and just 4 Cathartic Reunion, I think you're a little bit slow. Rather than Faithless Looting, or rather than Cathartic Reunion, I think I'd rather see Mac Insight. It doesn't discard as many land cards, but you discard a land card to draw additional cards. So that might be something to think about in order to get deep in your deck faster. It can also just draw you into more relevant spells. But it went more consistent using the extra colors. Yeah, Bring to Light seems like it might be a little bit awkward in this deck. If you run like 4 Prismatic Omen, I think I'd be a lot more into Bring to Light. I do think I want additional lands in this deck. I probably want to be on 30 lands if I'm on this deck, quite frankly. Running like 2 Explore instead of like Sakura Tribe Elder, which Sakura Tribe Elder just goes digs out a land from your deck, whereas Explore you have to draw into these lands. Does give you the extra land drops, so I think I'd want probably 4 Explorer if you're only going to be on like 27, 28 land. If you're on 30 land, I think I'd just drop the Explorers in general, and then just run the things like, you know, the Faithless Lootings, the Cathartic Reunions, and then just go into a Splendid Reclamation to get a bunch of lands back. I think Amulet of Vigor could probably be a 2 of. So I think I'd probably drop 2 Amulet of Vigor for 2 Prismatic Omen. So I think you want 4 Prismatic Omen in this deck to have as many mountains available as possible at all times. It also makes your mana a little smoother. Not that your mana is not smooth, but at the moment I would probably want my mana a little smoother. You have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 16. 4 Vesuvas, 4 Val. I think 4 Vesuvas is a little greedy. Vesuva is very good when you get like those really good hands where like you have Vesuva empty as a Valakut and then you have like a Prismatic Omen in play. When you don't have like the perfect type of hand, Vesuva is a little awkward. Coming from a 12 post perspective where you have like crop rotation, you have like, you know, you have so much selection and whatnot, and you have ancient startings and whatnot. Coming from 12 post perspective, Vesuva as a 4-up can be really awkward, and the beginning turns you're only trying to resolve 1 mana spells for like the first like 3 or 4 turns until you finally just here's an Emrakul. With your deck, you're trying to resolve a lot of 1, 2, 3 mana spells. I don't think you want Vesuvas for that exact reason. Some number of you could probably run 1 or 2, but I don't know if I even run any Vesuva at all. My suggestion would be additional forests. Maybe 1 more forest, maybe not any more forest. I'm not 100% on this. All your fetch lands should probably get forest, though. So, like, fetching basic mountains is not really going to be a big deal if you can't do it. Fetching basic forest is going to be more relevant than not. Mostly because if you end up playing against a deck that you know runs Blood Moon, you're going to want to be able to easily fetch that basic forest when you can always make mountains. So you're going to want to make sure you can always get that 1 green mana so you can cast things like your sideboard Nature's Claims, your sideboard Beast Within, things like that. You can always cast like your Ancient Startings to dig deep. You can always cast your Explorers if you're still running them, your Splendid Reclamations, etc. First 3 turns, Vesuva usually becomes a Stomping Ground, then after that, it comes back. I can choose its Mountain or Falcon. Don't get me wrong, I don't think Vesuva is horrible in your deck, but I would prefer to not have Vesuva in a deck like this, personally. And mostly just because you're going to have a lot of opening hands where your hands like Mountain Vesuva, Ancient Stirrings, Explore, Scapeshift, Splendid Reclamation, maybe Amulet of Vigor. It's like this is like a really awkward opening hand for you to have. You can't cast most of the spells that you have. I'd rather Vesuva just be like more Sheltered Thickets, maybe like 2 more fetches. And I think instead of Bloodstained Mire, I'd rather have Windswept Heath. I think when you're on... Oh, my OBS disconnected, huh? Am I still streaming? Oh no, am I still streaming? Yeah, it looks like I'm still streaming. Cool. I think when you're on Scapeshift, I'd rather have the fetches be able to get green mana. Because like that still leaves more mountains in your deck, and it gives you the multiple green mana you need for a Scapeshift, rather than your fetches hitting red mana, where like you're taking mountains out of your deck, and then you might also end up being connection to drop fudgicles. Really? Did it? No, it says offline, but I'm not offline. What's going on here? Why did OBS disconnect?